a wo officer wutie me wo ho awie yi
Accra FM.
media me ho ye pa from last week e ba na me ho mfame ba nyame adom e se de me tiabo after budget presentation na ma chesa ho de bia ba me mu no aho enra me hu se me Facebook page Abdulrazak Obi Edibaya say naka ni girlfriend e jai no but after budget o hosa again ni friend is na makroni mu ajo obi nyumo so aman bu ajo aman bu ajo aman bu ajo Ghana fo bu ajo ye hwe kwan se de aka Nyankopon e de bedroom president Mahama na adwuma no watimi aye ne yie sesei ye hwe kwan sa se ade ahia Ghana foa enra ofake ampa frame enra ofake freyo enra bibie telephone numbers ni tum na ye twa honorable Eriko Poku agric minister no bibie tum ofake ene freye wo bo aban na baso sa wose wo bo president Mahama ni finance minister abaso na wose aya ene ese ye ready de ene ye ready presentation de enye den na implementation no ofake MPP for hwe kwan wo bo aban na baso sa eno se de ye hwe kwan se nnuani be busuo ena osanso kan ya se exchange rate no so ntimi ma 10 ba ntimi ma 10 kra na en drop him from kakra efama Ghana for se oye citizen onye spectator King Farouk was share me ba chama Johnny me amun share me Facebook page ni fama me bia wuti me nka bia se wan join me wo Facebook so a abogafo no mo de agya data eton ha mo kra because mo system no the system is working glass nkwa system is working the system mo de glass nkwa for the system ni ye adwuma pa enti obi bia wie wo Ghana fo mo ya dio obi ohanu ma Facebook wo gina hono mo sa show ya starti chesi wo ni Facebook page data yi gina so sa kopim from 2:30 kopim best 6 ya sorry Ghana fo mi tu chama mo they are me respect Ghana fo no yen Ghana for the right say me respect Ghana for no ahukire mu ahuhiehie mu ekom mu ediebe mu yetimi comport ye ho pa ma ye yakasere hu say ya comport ye ho Abdulrazak Sakzone hey grofo chire na yemo I say honestly the way I walk and breathe so very well Nana Ama I may forget to travel again. What you kwa be Ghana ye de Adams Suraj Meshak Coleman Tete Stephen including Nibo. Etia de bia mi bono above beniso. Steven Bogla. Yeah, of new love. Malangu adjoin me. Kwaku ofori se wie oginamu. Eleza moto. Pacho mun share mi Facebook page ni vama me. Robert Junior suonie. Meshak Coleman tete suonie. Jonathan Tano suonie. Moses Azila suonie. Christopher De Fosse wonie. Slim Gozi sewonie. Ivan Williams sewonie. Tete bi sewonie. Rashid Boche sewonie. Atia Frank suwajinem. Nana Kofi Kingsley suwajinem. Ghana's #1 television station. CTV live. And we are CTV sooner me das way. And also the colors ni sisi super. Me color you cry color bear. Color beni. Renny Lopez se woni. Man so twe hini. Hey. Ekrofo wodi. Susanna Jako. Samuel Arthur. Joe Salasi. Rai Manie. Girlfriend Dak Lomote. Pacho mo join me amun share me page ni fama me. Ania apikio apeke. They say you are apiki season. Abdul Aziz Ali. Obed Dennis Adjon Kecheku. Gidron Jidi Adjon mi ewie. Ofake ni. Ofake. Osi greetings my customers for mention customers my own. Ofake so opposition tina edi nti osrem a awie. Ofake new plan station wa. Ofake new plan station circle. Ofake say the customers awie wachiamu ba. Boshia Akra. Albert Agbodo. Ye koni se ya Eda Joshua Kote. Francis Ajigi ya. Hassan Watala. Eric Tay. Achugashan. Nilan Telamte. Famous Max. Ovori Delali. Tike Steven Nie. Abet Okinie. Afenye Juma. Hey, Ghana ya de. On se eya ne yeka. Se de Ghana ni here. Eye enabling environment, stabilized economy. Eye bibia na Ghana fo here o. Ye nto aba ema president sade achia. Omra me kan kire Ghana fo se watwa sika we di ato ho. Obecha ma Ghana fo da. Enye no, eno de. Se ade achia, ni e beda ye be soriye. Yes finance minister call parliament. Se ni Ghana fo lip wo ho. Lip ne de. Wa mu a ohia pa mo bra wa fo ne pa no. Ye de support them this time around. Mebo figure no. One more increase figure to certain percentage. And yet the Ghana ni share. Set finance minister ko ye. No akwa announce say no. Man ti bi o mechiche bonus de Ghana ni abrante. Ana Ghana ni abayo ababa wa wasisuo. Set wa wie school ti fie. Enti e bechiche ska de Ghana for. Enye no na Ghana for dwene ho. Enye no na Ghana for hwehwe de afri aban ni mu. The Ghana ni ehwehwe enabling environment, stabilized economy. Say ye behunu say economy no ejina ne naso. Say ye behunu say nkania ejina so. Tell ni or depending on nkania electricity. Fitafo, a carpenter for, obi a waya ice kenke, obi a waya belewos, obi a waton yogurt to wakwem, obi a waton pure water, bottle water, electricity, and a woman ya. It is a woman system ni frase say e workia. E no na Ghana ni hia. Ghana fo nya kwadwefo. Ghana fo o maimu. E nipa mako mako aduadu mu baako. But Ghana fo ankasa yenye lazy. Hanya South Africa we adwuma em say omo de omo enkrofo citizens em so mutu omuka. But the Ghana ni hwehwe. Ene say o sori anopa. No atoto body a mami bia ena me ba mami bia me to no ho no mo body a ya toto on friend say Kofi broke man say aduane we escafo na edi o lam friend Kofi broke man ototo body e wo de TSC Ghana Standard Authority main Medina Road ni mu no for some time some days ni because body aboa ye den ti maame no wo ma ba se body aboa no ebu fa so a na se aboa no wo fam a de bia maame no bekọ kototo body a oni na ebusua ne ma ebenya bibia di onko ono no ne constituency kura wote no ebia ne member of parliament wate ne din oni ba bi kura wote e na o ka kira ne se honorable se body ni hontimi srow me meko school a me bre enti pe bibi kakra ma me na ebia body ne ba masa start da bi o ebi to body ebi to bayre na ye friend say benken ene aburo enti de Ghana ni hwehwa ne say ototo body ototo bayre ototo maize aburo no ne ade na enwani bebu afaso enwani bu faso a onyane body aduro na se bere kakra mu jiji kakra no kotwitwa na oton a waton wanya de one ne ma ebedi enu na Ghana ni hwehwe DDC the all share the free member of parliament MC DC you wan say e kwan ya wonam so ne ebesiesie kwan ne de ama no enu an wo hwehwe enu an Ghana ni hwehwe de Ghana ni hwehwe ne se odwadini a o hye ne ma e won kwan chen store mu omu abodwa o hye ne ma so a o hye ne ma won kwan chen no onko fa ne ma 200 Ghana cedis and 1,000 cedis ene na the following week obekọ no waton wadi ni mfaso okuta 1,000 akwa the same quantity okwakwadu ye no every 1,000 akwa 1,003 nyenu na Ghana ni hwehwe na okoye no ya ni get 3,000 o ayi hantu ma for adwadie okwafa ne ma 1,000 no oba be di profit na eda so no aka 1,000 okoye no ne ma kro no yatum di akwa 1,003 no MP Ben wakọ akọfre no DC Ben wakọ akọfre no Minister Ben wakọ akọfre no enti ordinary Ghanaian wo mayimu ade a wo hwehwe enabling environment, stabilized economy senne okoto de 2,000 a okofa ne ma 2,000 no okokoton na emfaso no de hwe family a enkonko wie say the next week 2 weeks a obekọ no obekọ akodwade 2,000 no yes do 2,400 oman beni saa na yekekere oman saa na yebu oman se de no na me no ba ekropokuti anu ma ye kan se e wo hwa na bode abu afaso na enya Greek minister na ministry adan ho no market center no akwafa bode de afri nkura se de ba begu ministry so oton bode se bode abu na bua na bode de be pro de be tuagu na tuagu de be kenwuram na kenwuram bode kwa ya ape no na bode na yeti be se 10 20 cedis no afei na no yesi ye kokko ni beans bode nkete kokko nkete ba ko ye 5 cedis ba ko ye 5 cedis because system a neighboring countries use irrigation na o ma build the dams na o mu use no a yeni ensutobre season to was aduane ba yeni hamatan season to was aduane kono Ghana yeni bi enti Ghana aduane e wata ma bayire ba ene ye wo kwa aponan yakeka bo wo boso e be se 900 cedis the same pona kro na no e wo bra ekọ de yakeka bo so 900 cedis no afa ni ye yi ba ko 70 cedis and the time bia no Ghana ni ntimi plan na brabo enti so pay 2000 said na 2000 no wutimi toto wo niema na wo use no enwane boa ya de afa 2000 na nso no wo mabie basenke ye na system a neighboring countries Burkina Faso irrigation you know mo de ye mo farming no irrigation Burkina awia enso ho oden e de ma wo ba dam e na wo ma ye ena Burkina Faso de bia da entosi abunkama Faso Burkina Faso a ye nya bi meli ya da wo mu ko market centers a je na abunkama Faso yi e irrigation o ena wo de ye farming eti adenti na bibini ti se ye Ghana de ye ntimi ye so kwa de Nyankopon adum ye wota ma wiabo ta ma nsuoto nsuo gugugugu ya chese ni nyina eye ede ema farming activities. But the last time I make say leadership, bad governance, amemo bone, any penny for 3 more than 4. Omu do a mine swantino, baby, I was woman edru na econo. Yentimi nkwa nim. After 68 years, near that sort of Ghana Hanomu, ye guswa ye discuss about irrigation. A quiet befa so ye be queer. Adentin after Omaya 68 years. Afena ye guswa ye kasa about ekwanya ye be ye dam irrigation ediama ye farmers na 68 years de biani ebubo figures ye de ya bra bo an se ene ye de kasa yi ene ye bo kasa yi ene cocoa ene electricity ene energy ene ka da honie ene ye kobobo sia we ho e wo senka yatra na yakoye nim but leadership bad leadership and penifua every 4 years yakoto aba edema wontino oman no hwe after 68 years see ye independence ye fa hodie so no enne Ghana hanom yete hanom a ye discuss about irrigation ekwan ya ye befa so a se do drought pebre kura dura ye betimi anya nsuo e de agu ye mfudie so how why adenti ena wo se do sam pempensuo we because empenifo a omo ye akandifo no a oman ne ye de awura ahye omo de tumi ahye wo mo nsa no omo ye greedy omo tirimu odin womutirimu edi. The last time I can send me to Quine Alco Holland. I was on the marriage in Intino. To say Usia about Holland, Amsterdam. Usia or mine or mine and so. And a woman dredging so tree so na quetchre. And a nipagum. But your funny set farming. No money and so that's a baby I would be biano. Ube and a salad nebi no mudi ye queer. And we are bunkan faso ewo Holland. Bayade ya wasase no ewo nsuo no but leadership nti ene ememu nti no nsuo no kura na ewo se yesesa digu ye no ba ye so kura no ya san so asei nsuo no ya sa kura sei sa nsuo no enti hwe budget ya finance minister kwa kan ye Ghana ye din ase arehemu fufuro ne da so fufuro bia bagana mu system nim for the past 3 days we for social media bebia ase eligie fufuro bi after 68 years we are talking about Oman Ghana ya yenya ye fa hudi enya 68 years o budget finance minister Dr. Kesa to force in the court to dwano ase no na di hope fufuro bi and da so fufuro bi aba Ghana ha because Ghana ni bia hu say Ghana say. And then let me tell you something. MPP 8 years. Emma Ghana for lusu hope, trust. Ewa memuomu. Enti wo hwe asave bi ba ye binim ho no mo a omo si abano kura wo monto because ye koye mani dru ba bi say edi antikra na wo se nipa ha no so okwa akoto aba omu disappointed Ghana for big time in opposition 2016 and some of wujina platform so awo kan ye Emma Ghana for to aba de ma wo opponent onu no ye incumbent President John Mahama presidential candidate 2016 one na net so utwi ni mu over 1 million there's a 1 million votes because of areshemu and da so gidie bia sunku bia Ghana fo nya yede ma wo esan se niema na President Mahama wo ye no Ghana fo na wo mo enti ase de Ghana ni hia ne se ede entro no ana ne yeti eti wo hwe gidie sunku and da so ne areshemu a Ghana fo nya ye wo MPP Dr. Mamadou Bawumia na Akufo Adumu Emma 7 December 2016 Ghana for di twi ekwoto aba edema MPP ene on presidential candidate na Akufo Addo ene Dr. Bawumia na fe Ghana for trans no mo hwe 8 years ene ma 8 years ni nipa na wodi nsie kan tam se Ghana for enso no hwe wa bobra wono wa bobra enti wo ba memuo o mebo Ghana for kro no and now on the ministers and so they have the men or mabubo bra into a ba memuo and someone will catch the Ghana for just an as a Ghana for TB da Emma Ghana for near Didier Reshemu e Akufo Addo Bawumia mu MPP mu Emma President Mahama there's 1 million votes and would it train mu then after 8 years the Ghana for a witness experiencing a disappointment huge disappointment o enye nketwa o se wodu wi be hye obi mu pa no be ma wo sesi fom obema wani magu ase na aye se nipa no fi se wagimi so ho aye te se nipa no fi se woni mu nyansa enti wo de wadwen adi agoro enti afa ni Ghana ni kura bisa no se menkwankwa adenti kwa na menkwankwa to aba adenti de ense bebrebe ya na Akufo Addo Dr. Bawumia lectures upon lectures campaign ya wo mu ye nyina akire na se madwuma gu misika ahye na se oman ni se na ayede a what is the essence the need se me san so akọ waste me time se me kwa akoto aba enti NDC aban enti mi disappoint Ghana for Matisse after this budget presentation no MPP for eka say Nana Addo first term the first budget taxes bi ho no mo kwotwetwetwa mu a na edoso esene de NDC say wo ma ye ni nei yemfa ne say ye no kore say de o mo ka no but after said those taxes no a o mo beto no mo na esie so mo twetwetwa mu no what was the outcome na wie ye ni say taxes no mu twetwetwa mu no na wie ye ene sei e dia mfaso de na de bread memfo ekoko wie sei ekoko si sei enti NDC aban enti min disappoint Ghana for President Mahama efrasie edi hope trust confidence bi e Ghana for mu e first year e early days 2 months but NDC are buying 8 million disappointed Ghana for they cannot they can't and they dare not and yes sir a time will come on ballot box ni be kwa sisi ho ni aka turnout no was low turnout is low turnout is this turnout eni pan sorry free wo mu fie se wo mu kwa akoto aba after said President Mahama etimi etwi MPP from over 1.5 is it 1.7 or 1.5 million votes and what they actually NDC mu or they actually MPP mu more than 1.5 million votes and a President Mahama and they actually MPP mu no because the next disappointment shock be a Ghana benye biano electoral commission ebe organize election but see 50% turnout to cry yes say din me na na ma say me to come to aba de Ghana fo afemu no because gidia Ghana fo nya ye ewo MPP aban mu no na Akufo Addo ankasa ene Dr. Bawumia mu no wo hwe Dr. Bawumia lectures awodo ne campaign ene ensema na dan NPP kan wa bonten so ema gidie ne awrehemu bi Ghana fo nya akukọ duro sonko ewa MPP mu na disappointment 2018 pa ya gunyuma banks without thinking say obi maami adwuma obi papa adwuma family no nyina no aduane obono because of politics because they na omo intentions nyina ne say by the time they are done with NDC no NDC begu say they say NDC dia hye wo mutiri mu say omo buoman no the next 12 years dear omo be kwa toa so 3 consecutive times no sana MPP aban eso de hye wo mutirim say nya 4 years enye 8 years ena wo moko ba omo no de adwembone enhyehyeye apam ena wo faaye enti yemfrase na banks ni nyina banks bia ye free say ono e finance NDC bia ne yengu no and then these same banks no so kra no na omo ye ayomu business malaji say Edu Agongo tiwonumi alaji tiwonumi oye omka NDC financier bana na Akufo Addo no ankasa mu no alaji say Edu Agongo ne campaign mu ni sika wom Karofori atamo alaji say Edu Agongo campaign mu usika wom eslo wusmu ne na mabonchi so ana komo de wo mo ho fabu ya na mo kwa na wo mo be ya samia wukunum ne na montin sui wo mu nyina Dr. Stephen Opuni no na hwe wo mo alaji say Edu Agongo me de nu na mi body na omo na ehwe wo mo MPP ama say yemeye dwuma yemie bi enwuma ema Ghana fo nya bi nye na amemo ne nya akono na nye de na yentena so yentimi break 8 that wasn't their intention the omo decided say be cripple NDC enti yengu banks say Edu Agongo Bank Heritage Bank yengu no Bench Capital yengu no afa Unibank yengu no ena your friend say Amoabi UT Bank kra no wonu otua ha yengu no afa yengu wei ena omo plan no strategize no mu gu banks no afensu no businessmen fo a omo so kura no womo ha adwen a womo businesses movie a on be sanso a finance NDC no omo so kura no yen ha womo yen frustrate womo yen ha womo se ne be ya so omo de ne de na che se adwen boni yen kasa ne taye kire womo de ne de adwen fi ye ka se nipa bi beju wo man se ye de adwen boni enye se yengu niemem sika ba system nim ye de ye biem sika ba ye djibosia ye mfam bie job opportunities e matimemfo nye yengu system nim exchange rate no ye stabilize no so ahu no ma nim nya kono na investors mra ne nkofo nya nyuma nye ne nkofo nya nyuma ya enye ye kwa na be ka kire Ghana for say be break it Ghana for na be break 8 ni dia maye. That wasn't their intention. One intention you say ye be go NDC party. And the be yani say business is be a finance NDC be ye be go no. Business money be a wo jana na so be na wo be see a chese wo finance NDC be ye be go no. Afeyentin si Ashanti region. And sha your friend is Alanche Martin be sorry. Asantefo no a omukuta sika business kwa ku otenom no omom kaka ho no so no wo so no yen krepe wo yem bu o ma pre se ne be ya Alan faction ko for faction ne kwasas na Asante faction asan eno so kwa yem bubu no wo mo de o ma dwen no na eye boni esum atirimodin ne wom ento mo disappointed Ghana for se abanya waba power wumbi adwuma baako wumbi adwuma mienu wotu opposition wonim se yakọ energy crisis mu dum so de o haw abre wo manfo ya afa ni ya revive ba afa ni ya sorry ba 2018 pa ugu banks na adwuma for best over 40,000 omu nyina akotene fie adwembone no thinking say omu betimi adane Ghana say Dubai sana Akufo Addo ene na busua no omo dwen on betimi adane Ghana se Qatar on betimi adane Ghana se Kuwait omo be timi adane Ghana say North Korea because North Korea no abusuakuo bi eno mo ne Qatar those Arab countries no abusuakuo bi na di so and they are so powerful say you dare not try say we betu omo they are wealthy womo no eba ni sikamu ehunya de ne omo ya adefo enti NPP Akufo-Addo ebu agenda wo de bab di wo man ni nyina da ne say ye afenu yetimi capture state ni bibia di sika ba na so man ne be hye yensa age say ye pe ni ye bie say oh after about 30-40 years no ni ye bie tum say afekwa da ya bere obi nkobi ba Ghana ni adwen enya Arabu ni adwen Ghana ni na adwen enye Arabu ni adwen enye Kuwait North Korea no no enye wo ma adwen no entina agiegu entina Ghana fo ye kan ena mo se NPP nya dia na mo ka NDC nya alternative ya TB 2024 even 2024 de ya tensempa NDC ni President Mahama nya alternative enti no de me come na kwesi ni say President Mahama ni NDC they can't and they dare not disappoint Ghanaians. After budget presentation someone will say MPP for kasapa Kwadwo Oponkro me kasa former finance minister Amin Adamu kasa Gideon Sebrako Sebako omunyine kasa abra osei asari omunyine kasa ase de Ghana font ase omuye dede ensema omo ka no ase aboa bi hi wasum omo try say Ghana for better one voice omo try so hard say Ghana for better almost side of the story but akoye nwura no ase wo mu tugu wiem omo ye irrelevant ewo Ghana say ya nkasa Ghana na ye wo no omo relevant no ye hu biem enti wo behwe other media space no wait here no pa awianwumre na wo mu kirem pese Ghana fo anti o masem kora kakra but ase omu ye dede Ghana fo mpe wo masem atie biem sase Ghana fo hu se so mbesi Ghana fo so a enko mo hye Ghana fo ma so mo bibi papa edema Ghana fo a enka 8 years wo first term no fedi boni bia pese wudidi but o second term no menumonyam emra wamem wonim that wasn't the case enyano na Ghana fo hu ye eti Kwadwo Oponkro mate ha Amin Adam te ha abra wasasare te ha Gideon Brako te ha wait ha omu kirem ena omu communicators but Ghana fo hu say eye dede na aso omu kasa Ghana fo ate say aso omu tiatiem aso omu kasa but ede na omu ka ede yan kasa na omu ka because Ghanaians are not ready say omu betie dede na omu ye no na se NPP NDC said de mo fira sie yi said de NDC afira mamu ya sie yi se ye na se President Mahama ekono a next NDC presidential candidate omre next NDC presidential candidate enya dia wo bebre because the ohia ne say ni predecessor ebele good foundation ediama no obema Ghana for interest edinanum kan first ministers chief executive officers ama Ghana for interest aba first enipa wadwuma eya de ya scandal we record bi but we don't need it. Say President Mahama said they went first say an work on one I swear say NPP for a year Western Togoland mo konam kwakwaje na moya country fufuro na mo kodi so say ya na se be kono a se NPP be yo madwe so be ba pa wa bia mu pa dia e pese amamuo omo sa be gi oman edisu bia mu pa dia ene NPP Western Togoland no mon prepare na mon ko hu originators no omo mo hye chire no na munhu am say de aye no betri opposition a che enu ti hu abakwasa no mo fama mo na Western Togoland squad say voter for squad be ye den say mo betimi win because a country called Ghana pass NDMPP ebenya opportunity the next 8 years 12 years na say NDC for money Ghana for ani ni ye na say money Ghana for ani ni ye na say musu mo frase MPP fo abrabo MPP fo amemu nu mo frase elutu mo frase e de Ghana fo e vote e di agro eni wo kwa say NDC called just 8 years and now 12 years because President Mahama be call 4 years and then next candidate be call 4 years or be transfer be call the next 4 years but the next candidate kura na obetwa 8 years no e wo see enya another presidential candidate a onu so be call 8 years atwa so enti na me see MPP fo se moya madwene pa se governance amemo ba bebu bremi pa dia munko hu Western Togoland fo because after 2016 e kwanya mode Ghana fo afaso no e kwanya MPP fo e de Ghana fo afaso ne Ghana fo anka bia nhemu da Ghana fo anwene da se political party NPP e be di Ghana fo abrosa taxes bay and I hear 5 taxes. For me, former information minister, Kwadwo Oponkroma say emission tax. Mo pass it by mo implement it. Kwadwo Oponkroma. Mo pass emission tax say. And some afu a wo mu go awudomi and na eba betua na. In some no mo tete radio ni TV so na mo ka no. Emission tax na mo say mo implement no. Na mo say ensama afu a wo mu go awudomi. And emission tax now mo pass ye no mo ye majority parliament that mu so called majority 8 parliament no emission tax no na mo se awudomifo ensamanfo awufo and aba betu emission tax na adenti na wose wutimi ye emisie tax e wo Ghana ha se cars a economisie free to oba entu ba beje ho tax say ya to abawie ye ena mu wini ye a enka emission tax atake effect ya mo frase a mo implement a mo de ye adwuma so you people they are not me former women pot shut up mun kama nu dum because I said dia mo ye no mo ye dedegu Ghana fo asum what the emission tax basa say car se dodo asai ena nam kwa so a enwisie na ebo no Kwadwo Oponkroma mu ye emission tax say sa ka to enwisie no e de yade ba enu entinu mu bo sa afoto no de atonom na wo mu nya yade e di free ka to enwisie no mo de kwa kwasa wo mo yade na no lazy approach cars na atwam koba na yemfa enwisie nso ne nam to enti yemfa tax ento so ne yentua how why adenti betting tax ya manim agu asi Ghana Revenue Authority nankasa no a wonu na agigi sika na ka kire Ghana for say we implement ye betting tax we Ghana Revenue Authority page ena me woyo was we never collected betting tax, says former finance minister Dr. Amin Adam, end time finance minister Dr. Amin Adam. But enie ena akra ya buro so ha say ye commissioner in charge of DTLD in connection with implementing the betting tax states. Enie Dr. Edward Jambra and what can you say by introducing the 10% withholding tax on betting, the Ghana Revenue Authority's goal was to raise approximately 400 million Ghana cedis. And before, not just say, no, okay, so men call a unimunie. Yeah, and you know, we say data from Ghana Revenue Authority. Actually, say 10% betting withholding tax. Mu implement it, no. Munya 15 million Ghana cedis. Ene dahi eni first month impo say was it for instance the domestic tax revenue division of JRA in October 2023 said it generated 15 million from the bet tax within the first month the tax was implemented. The first month no anya bibi ama wasia ye jabo ne krono se wanya bibi ama wasia kwadwo opon kroma ye jai ebo nipa no ekrono bi adwuma ma nipa no nya wusu wumie investors ya Ghana ha say ya wo policies ama mu nyina adwane ekọ enwuma kakra wo beto ye no a enwuma no wugu no graduate fo wom university fo yi training teachers wom nurse fo gu fie na fie num betting no so mbe ye die ne yeti Ghana ha say no one implement betting tax just 1 month no what 15 million Ghana cedis now we got 15 million Ghana cedis ni awia ya wo hwe kwan say betting no wanya kora no 400 million Ghana cedis we benya to bolster government revenue na wasabe si e kire say mo implement na Adam wo pass say betting ta wo pass na wo pass de ma wuni ana wo say o pass ye de ma wuni ana wo say so one na emra metua me say wo ye pani wo Ghana ha he say me papa to me fu but citizen show there ye ne ye boss there ho an ye de ba ko afam so na wo say na mo pass ye abna wo say sorry madam emojadro kakra no na Rollins chain wo de na ade ekọ na wo ye deputy finance minister na wo gina kire raise him Methodist him and a wigina chain wa born hone and I just saw con when you abra wakasa now we are deputy finance minister abna was a yasari betting tax na musu implement no but mo pass ye e wo parliament no na musu munni no mo seno na mo pass sa bill no sa ayi no e de ama wo betting tax no emission tax na kwadwo opon kroma mo se na mo implement no ya mo kwa pass ye no na musu munni no mo seno e na mo pass de ama wo mo ana ni Ghana ni ya no wo musuo mani wo mu nisuo ni Ghana ni ya wo musuo o mani wo mu nisuo e na mo yes a bill no e de ma wo mo abanya chese oni ehu mo bro kete kra levy 2022 me kai sa group we oh ayi kwame Bernard Mona mu group na de say arise Ghana for your demonstration etia levy. Within that same period, the parliament eniabre pass levy. Within that same period, the minority for one say for levy so ne and watch na. Ya Ghana has say, your friend say National Peace Council for Equal President Mahama Office Committee no. National Peace Council for Okurum has say. Sir Professor Juan Asante no dey say Emmanuel Asante so na ya chairman only the delegation Equal President Mahama office wala boni heya say oni minority for nkasa no mo pass levy National Peace Council for to something sa branu mo National Peace Council for to something Equal President Mahama office opposition leader say oni minority for nkasa na those new stars yan pass or parliament within that same period. Na President Akufo-Addo eti ya rent private jet e de amanu de tu kwan e ma me betan citizen show so kan some National Peace Council na mo call President Mahama office no adentina sa hoden na manya no papa panimu a wodi president na nsem hunu a wodi se wo man ni sika ni yemfa levy ento Ghana force no within that same period no Lazarus private jet na Akufo-Addo e de tu kwan within time nuamu afina mu 2022 nemu or started 2021 nemu na wo mani mu aye sisisi emu aye dendendin a ya pass these taxes levy enya levy hu na gabi wache da akokọ President Mahama ho no mu di kosi ni so because I na minority group say levy no omo support gabi wache da akokọ President Mahama ho akọ President Mahama ho National Peace Council call President Mahama ho sa omoni minority for nkasa otumfo nyina abam otumfo mu nyina abamu but nkanya bone senka ne papa mu na nka ne yie a but he na nano finance minister ka che say tax refund ayi account mu sika ekoto mu 29 point something billion oma misuses kan nyina 16 billion oma wie ni nyina but otumfo kasai tamwa levy ginem otumfo kasai yi levi ho National Peace Council for kasai yi levi ho Gabi wachire da ko ekọ President Mahama office senifio say no nishe o committee no so and then create impression bi say as a minority for no pega na yie
And the cities, boss, yes, I will not shoot you. Every the class say like many of background, I'm in the own. My ABC Ghana. The first time President Biaba Ghana, and who said, or mine is see boys, no, or Moka Grano, Munan, or media, no, yes, see, that's time I'm Jimmy YouTube money, no, that's his Ghana, so I'm YouTube, Nisa, so. Bad man, it's the NDC Abaya Mahama. What's our boys in the PZ? Yeah, you know, I say, what's our
Oh, Mama, I'm so unconnected. I do our empty. Okay, upon two condemn. Almost and this is 4 years because I count.
But it is one much sorry, Mahama. Most
3 months.
Up for the last year, one to me, Prano. Mrs. 7,000 euro. Your father said 7,000 I had 2 years. Unless I would debate 200 senior 200 cities, boss. Yes, I will not shoot you. Every the class say like many of background, I'm in the own. My ABC Ghana. The first time President Biaba Ghana, and who said, or mine is see boys, no, or Moka Grano, Munan, or media, no, yes, see, that's time I'm Jimmy YouTube money, no, yes,
otu kwan na otu kwan no na wo koye oba player wo timu no eba be land no eso no wo hwe fom wo hwe Ghana sana ne ra ho ne ho togbe apede asem na making na asem na making osi otu kwan okwa abrochire David Agbenyaga osi nana ma no sound o bia de Raymond Godwill osi madam check your sound to aso sa okay it's okay now the sound is back thanks it's okay thank you mo fancha ya o say system no machines na dey adwumenti ni nyina atimi bemba atimi pamacho eto aso because fe na me boade na mi hu se to aso sa no sound so I distract me na o ka say for the first time otu kwan ya went me enka Ghana ho asem anche investor to be apede o say for the first time ya otu kwan wo koye no went me anka Ghana ho asem anche investor biya because edia na ewo omani ma wo aka kire investor edia na aka wo Ghana ha wo aka kire investor edia na aka investors for amon kasa kura wo mu no kura no can we for reata policies are when introduce no me so mo yo ma me say investor bi anko na wo mo enka wo mo nko a Ghana ha some who decided that was their intention say obi a fa ni sika nko na enka ya wo Ghana ha say enka wo mo nko a because investors wo me say na be ha wo mo nti obi a nwa ne nko o se chese plane ba be land no ogu ahome na ne ra ho ewo ni mu senti ye man Ghana nie ye man Ghana pa enie enenti abato hu sunsanso ama o men abose yeto enenti abato hu sunsanso ama chese o man no atia sign echi akọ n'echi abato hu sunsanso but in all nanu Tuesday President John Mahama ka kire Ghana for say enye se no the Ghana for adwi edi agro say President Mahama betimi aka kire Ghana for say there were nuisance taxes emission tax emission tax we ye free ho covid be ko the 1.5 withholding taxes ya mine small scale mine that wo musunyin oh wa ma enida so ne arehemu abaga Bishop Anaba ayiri mame entro bia ni hono mo a mfutro bia ni hono mo beto wi Ghana fo ani so a ya dwene be system bia mistake ya no 2016 ye be sa ye bia mu da ensi mistake pa the last time they can have President Mahama light adundum no say 1 month mpo na wo bedum no adum no omo di 8 years and assume kade agugo say 1 month mpo adum no never fix it we don't care.
I came to announce to you to stop listening to liars. There are people that can help you, and because they know who they are, they are aware of who they are, they accept who they are, they are acting who they are. People accuse them of pride, and they drive them away from you. Two presidents in Ghana. President John Mahama,
Opa, sikadi mu obi pa. Muntua media houses, muntua media houses ne sa yenko.
I'm in Lagos. A pastor has an accident in Nandong. His head is broken. He must get to Accra, otherwise he will die. Dr. Moisa Table, my good friend, called me. He said, Osofu, where are you? I said, I'm in Lagos. Dr. Moisa Table said, Isu, I have an emergency. One of our pastors, his head is broken. He's in Nandong, a pastor of ICGs.
So, my voice.
Can you help by calling the government so that they send the air ambulance to pick the guy to hospital? Otherwise, we're going to lose him. I was in Lagos. Your Excellency, where are you? I said, I'm in Lagos, but I have a problem. I have a pastor friend. He's a pastor of ICG.
So focus
He has had an accident. We need the
Eastwood Anaba Ministries. So focus here back up. When Eastwood Anaba Ministries or down. Ena asem yabo okwabena bo me krama bo ma bo yabo wa habatene wo se woni man panimfo mienu na ahia president fo mienu na ahia na wo ka president baako asem e de akere Ghana fo president fo mienu wo se president Akufo-Addo president John Mahama no wo ka president fo mienu no na encounter e de akere Ghana fo. I'm a Ghana for the difference between the two. Aburo wa bakutrim, ade papa wa bakutrim, bakwa ono na ade papa wa nitrim no ye din tro di gu no so ye bona seniem se Yesu Kristo. Yesu Kristo wu wie na ansa na nipa hu no so fa so. Wa bra no ti ase no. Enipa asha da enipa hu no so fa so. But owu wie ye no Yesu Kristo, owu wie no President Mahama ko opposition wie no. Ana Ghana fo mu se ye rade ye di ye ho bro. Ye rade. Ya mankofo ya da ye senkofo yi no mo ya da fo. Senkofo yi no mo ya armed robbers, no mo ya kromfo. President Mahama ye bona senuemu 2016 egomu Yusuf Manasa Zuri nom President Mahama bre. Ford Ford Explorer ho good President Mahama ni mu ase ye bona senem gu na ni mu ase ekwafa Bas Brandon ye say enu 5 million Ghana cedis impo enu 4 million Ghana cedis impo Bas Brandon egu na ni mu ase afi okọ opposition ana Ghana fo hu ye say say ye di ye ho abro Senate President Mahama nyame na de ma wo man Ghana. Oh, me what the late President Rollins video bi
President John Mahama.
Na President Mahama tinachi. Na oka se Ghana for any President Mahama so faso. Mame mumo video ni mame.
I'm in Lagos, a pastor has an accident in Nandom.
Ghana for any President Mahama so faso.
Dr. Moses Otabil, my good friend, called me. He said, Osofu, where are you? I said, I'm in Lagos. Dr. Menso Otabil said, Eastwood, I have an emergency. One of our pastors, his head is broken. He's in Nandom, a pastor of ICGs. Can you help by calling the government so that they send the air ambulance to pick the guy to hospital? Otherwise, we're going to lose him. I was in Lagos with mommy. I called President John Mahama. I said, Your Excellency. He said, where are you? I said, I'm in Lagos. But I have a problem. I have a pastor friend. He's a pastor of ICGs. He has had an accident in Nandom. We need the air ambulance to carry him. He told me, he said, my brother, I'm going to call the Air Force commander and I'll be back with you in 30 minutes. In less than 10 minutes, he called me back. He said, the Air Force commander is going to call you back in a few minutes. By the time he put down the phone, Air Force commander called. He said, Pastor Eastwood, where are you? I said, I'm in Lagos. He said, the president has given me your assignment. Consider it done. By tomorrow, your patient will be in Accra. The plane went all the way to Wow Hospital, picked up the patient, and sent Pastor Peter Gagara to Accra. And up till today, Pastor Peter Gagara is alive. I came to announce to you to stop listening to liars. There are people that can help you, and because they know who they are aware of who they are, they accept who they are acting who they are. People accuse them of pride and they drive them away from you. We have had experiences with two presidents in Ghana. President John Mahama, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. These two men. You know, you think that you are a pastor, you can't approach a president. I'm in Lagos, a pastor has an accident in Nandom. His head is broken. He must get to Accra, otherwise he will die. Dr. Moses Tabel, my good friend, called me. He said, Osofu, where are you? I said, I'm in Lagos. Dr. Moses Tabel said, Eastwood, I have an emergency. One of our pastors, his head is broken. He's in Nandom, a pastor of ICGC. Can you help by calling the government so that they send the air ambulance to pick the guy to hospital? Otherwise, we're going to lose him. I was in Lagos with mommy. I called President John Mahama. I said, Your Excellency. He said, where are you? I said, I'm in Lagos. But I have a problem. I have a pastor friend. He's a pastor of ICGC. He has had an accident in Nandom. We need the air ambulance to carry him. He told me, he said, my brother, I'm going to call the Air Force commander and I'll be back with you in 30 minutes. In less than 10 minutes, he called me back. He said, the Air Force commander is going to call you back in a few minutes. By the time he put down the phone, Air Force commander called me. He said, Pastor Eastwood, where are you? I said, I'm in Lagos. He said, the president has given me your assignment. Consider it done. By tomorrow, your patient will be in Accra. The plane went all the way to Wow Hospital, picked up the patient, and sent Pastor Peter Gagara to Accra. And up till today, Pastor Peter Gagara is alive. I came to announce to you to stop listening to liars. There are people that can help you, and because they know who they are aware of who they are, they accept who they are acting who they are. People accuse them of pride and they drive them away from you. We have had experiences with two presidents in Ghana. President John Mahama, President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. These two men. You know, you think that you are a pastor, you can't approach a president. I mean,
senior wotie ena wo munnim emfasode a odebema Ghana odebema me no mienu etino omu kansem biegu no so ahantan ena woni de oso ayi odwanfuru ena woni de oso ye Ethiopia ena oso obetwa ticha alawa mu ena oso obetwa na asintiani alawa mu ena osei ena omu ade papa Nyankopon de ama o man Ghana no omu ma ne bo wo man Ghana entro pa. But Osha President Mahama, he's down to the earth. He's down to earth. Just say, Osha President into the ministers in appointees no. Obia ye careful. She the real onini pesia, the real oye. She. But Omu Kanyama as an President Mahama aye bronsam. But after President Mahama lose 2016, Etina do baby I no kasene wo so lose. Le Nyankopon hye be sa Nyankopon hye we de. O ma bi magana fo so biemu da. Because I know what says President Mahama we need 2016 2017 enka President Mahama be ye president Amanase Zuri book. The best president ya Ghana ye nyada. Can President Mahama and Anka President Akufo-Addo ba ya nkenye nie enka nanado ba ya president nkenye nie enka free senior high school enka nanado enka nsemo nka nipa be ka wo Ghana ha sei no ene Nyankopon say oh Ghana for we na mu hia adeso ade ente say busuefo ade ente say we nko a monye ene ye giye 8 years first years no afa ne ye pese ye rectify your mistake ye hu sese nkrofo no omo ye nipa bonefo entino yempia wo mo bata amfa onu ohun so oba be di bone no adwon bone no ntino ena okofa Jemensa kwacha electoral commission President Mahama ye na Jemensa ne asare boss mam wo mo sesa wo kuku no mo kaka enfenfri electoral commission because it is finished. Anya sankana na do first time from 1 million vote what voting in intervals no or drop it by form because Ghana for no ehunu say hey sa kwa no wonye we ni pabone for ye tie ye mami President Rollins video no may he so rest in peace e wi ami bondi Nyankopon emfa ne kransie and what take a tell say boni na ye ba be die no si ya we ya one time na Ghana for
in some of the advanced countries like Switzerland, like Norway, etc. Well, if you can't, I can see it. His nature, his style is such that he could easily be a president in some of those countries. It is unfortunate that rather than celebrate and discuss this man's forthrightness and sense of discipline, media commentators and contributors and their controllers, so steeped in their petty political mindedness, could not bring themselves to see or recognize a role model, a germ of a man. This is sinful. When you see such purity, such beauty, and you cannot recognize it, something is wrong. Our president, John Mahama, is a president for the future. In some of the advanced countries like Switzerland, like Norway, etc. Well, if you can't, I can see it. His nature, his style is such that he could easily be a president in some of those countries. It is unfortunate that rather than celebrate and discuss this man's forthrightness and sense of discipline, media commentators and contributors and their controllers, so steeped in their petty political mindedness, could not bring themselves to see or recognize a role model, a germ of a man. This is sinful. When you see such purity, such beauty, and you cannot recognize it.
Why say, the late President Jerry John Rawlings was senka ye Europe countries ni be European countries ni bi ono mo a enka President Mahama enka ye be grabu ni sei enka ye be so ni mu yie nanka ya kasa President Mahama de Rwanda aye no Paul Kagame aye Rwanda no tena so saa but media commentators ya omo Ghana ase omo ye dufuru pe ekom ade mu nya omo ye ntweka ye enya amwa ekom ni ahokyere shen kwa shen kwa eltinu ekom ni ahokyere kwatire radio so akasa kwa na anamfom sa ohu ayi eye frɛ ne sent waso ati sefi frato sa ekom ni ahokyere media commentators kom ni ahokyere ejiji sika manasa zuri nom bo President Mahama asenu mu Ghana ha bisi bibia nya meya manasa zuri on samita body din na sabre papa I President Mahama ma me da fom na manase won fon sa no akwa fa for the explorer e dia beti chire papa yi komwo na odi ne ho ba bia na enyejie tamsikai dia kosi Peace FM bam no ma che tamsikai me media general bam no ma che tamsikai multimedia bam che President Mahama ni mo ye nyina na kata so ene media commentators ye run commentary President Mahama president hey eno ma tuo mo nkrofo so dia gum ena we na political analyst ye ko political scientist political analyst ye ko energy expert say MPP Accra FM class ene bi ka so say MPP for nkwa ye ko KNUST ye ne political science lectures MPP no best president Mahama memu poto wa poku kwadwo poku ya ayi okọ NPP okọ first year no okọ presidential yi primaries okọ bi ye timi frɛ no wo den tan kan ye say ye news editor kora ye MPP ni sa anyway kwadwo poku no a energy aspect president Mahama no a destroy no Accra FM so ye wia Amin Adam say no we sep energy ni afra Amin Adam is an energy no a destroy and just NPP force share just agenda no propaganda na ho na president Mahama ye hu de oya Ghana he ni ye hunu no ni just ye nte no kra even NDC stations kra no okofra political scientists kra ko bisa na membo no ene me bi kra MPP ni okofra energy aspect kwadwo poku ene Amin Adama eti MPP wi ni ya nkrofo enya nyina appointment ni se wo mu nyina na ya MPP agenda no mo ye se wo mu nyina na ya MPP agenda nkwana na wo mo bo ba na ni panim MPP by na osisa wo mu wurewurewure musa kese sabre political analyst for scientist for e wo Ghana ha nyina no mo ye adwuma ma MPP energy aspect for wo Ghana ha nyina ye adwuma ma MPP obi abefre na no pewia na dwubia no o condemn president Mahama enti no anipa na wo so wo ye enhirade ma wo man no na ya ma no ho aye tantan e wo Ghana ha na omu yusu atredifo no sa asofo ko hwifo no mo nka no kure no owusu bempanom no mo attack president Mahama asofo ni bi tufri Kumase na bi tufri Cape Coast na bi tufri nkra ha he sena Ghana de papa bi se Ghana etina me sa owusu bempane no di do machia na mi buafu me ya na mi buafu sena Ghana ya de papa bi ekuta yai ene ebe free ensa less than 2 months 2 months Ghana free asie enyane Ghana free asie sorry Ghana free asie ye adwuma biem and you people think say ya ba betina Ghana ase ni allow mo na ma chiachia edi ama oma mi yo sentrofo no oma mi yo but omu mi nwie ni ma chiachia di ama wo mo ni ma se nya airspace ni ma tumfutro kwadwe opon kroma emission tax no ya mo kwaje ho adwuma parliament no Amin Adam abna wasasa na munni no mo se no na mo kwaye de ma wo mo hwe the audacity say ye be sorry a second oforiata asiu national security na wo ken oforiata woni president Akufo-Addo kama kase $58 million sa amena no enko senka ye military regime be say wayi 3 days anajo ni asesamo na amena na no ne de mo akogina ho ni akata mo so second oforiata say ye invading the fie ama the house heads for say they are traumatized can oforiata asiu national security for say woma invading the fie it will not take league or the national security court can oforiata ye kwa na wo senka si wo e wo senka ye de sharia law sharia na say sharia muslims for no mo ame I was saying the Sharia law, and you, na ya bodwa na wudan fifi ni etwa wachimpre ni ya bo, ni etwa wachimpre ni ya bo, na all your properties ni are confiscated. Onim boni any awudie no kro no a wabonti investment nyina wa ye ni nyina wa brochire. Investment nyina no wa ye ni nyina wa brochire. Kan oforiata. Wo ga so agimi on. Na wo ken oforiata ye kwada ne asore ya ye se ken oforiata siu national security so o ma invade the fie eti nkrofo mo ho no they are traumatized ken oforiata wo kura de nipa wuwo wo onsam ye blood ye blood enipa pempem awu because of wo ken oforiata nti nipa pempem na awu ni pempem awu wo ma wu enye se traumatized kwa wo o ma wu ewu pa na wo ma wu wo hwe videos hwe ebe pim sa me Dr. Bakwasi Ndum ugu banks no Sane banks one of the banks in subsidiary went to our muka eno kra de bende eyi de na yi leading ye ni pay o Kumasi leading God cost fund management she the last time ankofoi customers tititi ha esikafo obi kan investment a why gold coast fund management a eye billions but wunti ne kunwawu ni magufie na brabo asay and then the audacity second of Oriata ebeka kire Ghana for say national security for boy rent fie ento anu asiu ready nyankopon me se wo e wo senka ya apply sa ayi country we cry oh Hosni Mubarak country Egypt ana say ye country aha president no a obubu ya no da hwiche mu ane de ne kokot ni de ne kokot ni atwene ba no sana wo senka ye wo ne president Akufo-Addo sana wo senka ye mu e wo senka wo kan oforiata na yenya ho te Ghana ha no twetwe nkrata through his legal team no twetwe nkrata de ba say I special prosecutor and dealing with na lawyer for on dealing with na lawyer for na process no contem na enu ju ono mra no hweka no oforiata Ghana yenya serious o. We are not serious at all. Hey, because I was saying a change of government in a buy na Kanoforiata after President Mahama swearing that same week. No, now I was saying a picky Kanoforiata. Now was said that same week now swearing in at the chain yet the following day. Now I was saying a picky Kanoforiata. So now Akufo-Addo ne mranuti yenti min picking a Kanoforiata. Now was saying a picky Kanoforiata. Ni bisa ne se adentina wo ye mambofo sa wo ye criminal sa wo ye wicked sa me ko energy sector nya me hu Ghana mobo me ba be din komo na yembo video we ansa na ma ko energy sector ne me be telephone lines na tum na ma free bi wo kan sa wo kan won kan si honorable John Jenapo energy minister akan yi bi pese me ye hu interview enti ya mona ye
which contains transformers. Today, as we speak, Mr. Speaker, ECG has a total liability of 13 billion from supplies. Demurrage alone, because the transformers have been sitting there, by the end of 2024, demurrage 1.5 billion. Ministry of Energy alone, 6 billion worth of contracts were awarded without commencement certificates. In 2024, their total budget was not up to 2 billion, and yet supplies alone 9.7 billion in 2024. These are facts, Mr. Speaker, and I stand at the dispatch box. I'm obliged to provide facts. And so I agree with you. And so we've set up a committee to investigate these procurement anomalies and breaches. Some of the equipment ECG has procured, it will last them 10 years. 10 years. And yet some of the equipment will expire in 5 years. So they've procured equipment that will last them 10 years, but in 5 years, some of those equipment would expire. And so, Mr. Speaker, we've had to take some drastic measures to deal with some of this. When we took over, I visited the Tema Harbor. Mr. Speaker, we have about 3,000 containers stuck at the Tema Harbor. 3,000 containers, most of which contains transformers. Today, as we speak, Mr. Speaker, ECG has a total liability of 13 billion from supplies. Demurrage alone, because the transformers have been sitting there, by the end of 2024, demurrage 1.5 billion. Ministry of Energy alone, 6 billion worth of contracts were awarded without commencement certificates. In 2024, their total budget was not up to 2 billion, and yet supplies alone.
Obey minister no, wakwa Tema Harbor, ECG containers, but yes, Tema Harbor 3,000 containers. Containers in kwa ECG for Kaniana Muntimintiano, Muntimintono. containers in kwa ECG I import to a good time habo ya 3,000 o kind back container anya container muni mo container 1 2 3 4 5 no anya 100 no anya 200 no anya 1000 aya 3,000 Meko na me ne Benjamin Executive Director Center for Environment and Sustainable Development akwatwetwe enkomo e dia fa ye energy sector no ene ensamo a eba containers bako 3,000 ya import to egutema habo ebi mukura mu niema be spy 5 years bi nsukura gu obro 5 years ni. Hello Uncle Ben, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mama.
Awie dia boko de
na me adu wodi achen
yo ya dase video ya mi boye won saka se energy minister ka se okọ habo no ECG nku a containers bako best 3,000 niema o ma import best 3 containers 3,000 ene si on me bi be spy ni nyina ya sika wo mu gigi ya eniema ene o makwa import dia ba aka ho no mo na o hwe se Ghana energy sector ho nsensem na oti bibi se ya de na aka de afa ho
midase asana me sha se no organization here Center for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy eternity akaza sense yen at sense there enye ye nwanwa say bibi say every free parliament aba because over in the last 4 years operations of ECG and now who say most of their liabilities no self-inflicted because of certain personal and parochial interests. Omo pursue omo liabilities too huge at the expense of omo operations, and over liabilities now increase your more assets now. Send Honorable John Jinapoichire assets no anti-man for returns beyond rather assets no emma losses no crowns so increase here. So what is the essence of acquiring a lot of assets and the return on assets is still negative? It's not surprising. And that is where I think that they did frivolous procurement. And they mismanaged the place. And almost say a collapse. Then initiate investigation and prosecute people if they are culpable, so that a best serve as deterrent for any person or assuming any office at either ECG or NETCO or any other state-owned entity. So be it mapa. That's why you mapa when say they are senior. So beyond CASA, I think that we need certain prosecution, and that can only be done after investigation. You are not Yamandi Panakojina court. The court knows bonu for the Nakotrum Kaka. And most of these state-owned entities or MDs CEOs no or my actually some of are buying in Maswa. Okay.
ECG Electricity Company of Ghana ECG energy sector no. Apart from Enkania, Wamojie a distribute a ton the Emma consumers no. Ewo edwuma business for bia omorane ana because me bisa way the enti me bisa asem we say ne say yenim energy sector crisis ayewom ECG shortfalls ewo mu yeah day in day out consumers complain customers complaining about bills ye tuya enti sa containers bebrebe no a one import to the aba aka obese 3,000 no me pese we kire nieme bia ni so say eye adwuma na ECG eye no containers anase bia mo de agya se energy mu adwuma na mu ye enti no omo adwuma mu furo bia wo mo ye enti e bia mutimi import containers bi sa de ba
eye ECG adwuma who containers enya adwuma furo bia ba woni say most of these MDs ni CEOs no omo running procurement-based operations and also organizations, and do almost free procurement because only third parties be and answer ankram prebi etimi koye kanana na omab inflate procurement contracts no so that certain kickbacks ebetimi abomubutum dache nti sade de hia kra na ye was say to. And that is what has happened at ECG. Because of the Ubi ebe inflated contract. Now when ya kickback no.
Oh, Kwame, I got some friend of mommy. Because me pese me say bisa ne say sika ye and can ye wo mu ton ma he. And when was the kind of boabo no a. One mu di yes importation we here na. Me pese me hu ba bia ECG for ji sika di free because as o ma kama Ghana ha no makwa e bibi ti say. And can ye na ECG kura ton de ma Ghana fo no ye ntua. Ye wia. Enti no de bia ECG eboka. Say yetimi import containers more than 3,000. Eribegu habo ne yen clear. Ne niema no so kura na ye import di aba no. Eka o say 13 billion. Eda ho no mu ntimi ntua ya. Na me pese mi hu say enkane no a ECG ni netco no wo mo ton wo no. Say sika ni bi no wo mo bo ano. Ede kokofa ba. Anase aban was say mi hu we nyina ye ni bate wo se ye hunu. Aban no was special budget bi a ye twade ma ECG say omo fanye those unnecessary procurement na na. Wan say Ghana ni light bill ye 200, near 200, near 300, near ye hu demonstration, near protest. Na ECG chire ye mu na ye chire mu sise Ghana fo ankasa kra ne bebre kra ne nkane ne ye wia. Because ECG kokoton wa nkane ne kosike wo so munya no omunya. Ko import containers 3,000. Edi aba be di 5 years ago. Enti a cha de ebekwa demorage no. Na kire say enu bi na ano jonjina poka say container ba ko a $500,000. Esi wa no ma ko demorage. And omo ton ma Ghana ni 100,000 and a ECG sa ko ton $300,000. Ella Uncle Ben.
Yes, so na me chirase no. Because of the any procurement based organizations and operations in especially areas the boko no power chroma procurement, especially inflated procurement. And sometimes when you may be here, but because of the pese ye bok chrono edifa honimtino, ye cry edi beguho, essaya edia or mine bitia. And I also think that or my dream is or my bitia because Asibiano through IMF World Bank recommendations, we make provisions for shortfalls. And knowing well say or mine be make provisions for shortfalls, no dream say and that is why some of these huge procurements have been done. Knowing well that the way organization are planning or short-term plan, medium-term plan, long-term plan, setting milestones or key performance indicators of it and targets they also achieve. Now, wouldn't even say, why do you purchase them or why do you procure them? But when say you procure carton, I say, and that is why my earlier comment is beyond say ye the Yamrasama said Yamrasama Kofobia di Econo. Yen started certain investigations and yen prosecuting Nipa. Ma I'm running in Nipan them so demu na okoba. Next time you'll need the babies or between. So one two home for soprana obia or not ready to be any man and then or between say as soon as he
okay, and ECG aban our special budget be a otwadema wo for those procurement purposes. And now say e yankane na omo kokoton sika omo generate omo mobilize from it no eno na mobilization revenue mobilization no amu na omo yibidi ya sa e krasa na ema we ya.
Yes, no one money because all her cash waterfall mechanism started I think we started in 2023 August. The cash waterfall mechanism no component was a ECG for their internal operations and also internal cost funding measures. They just can call IPPs no, and then just can state-owned entities or more power sector. A big call ECG or more told or more TB or more TB or more internal funding like or more internal generated funds. It is as Sikano. Who says you can normally see our normally at first animal be a book, right? Because at this time, no more. Oh, yes, you can free Sikabotin and do on our agenda because Sikabotin do not do on actually was a call through the cash waterfall mechanism. Also, the receipts in Nama cash waterfall mechanism committee, Now the receipts no do na more. Na bia omo ate ase am wate ba kakra e de aye ofie dwuma na say wo ka wo bon kakra kakra ofie no wo de bia ye ntina sika do na nko ECG won di no meye. What they will do is to procure some of these because that is where they are going to get the money. In this one person would divert a lot of resources from the cash waterfall mechanism. No mutin benefit here. Then they say they procure and Amaya procure, and that is why cash waterfall mechanism all the years and all the months are yes 30 is in a intimidate yes short about 23%. And Abribiano so ECG this can also on fado do na nko the argument is me in fact wrong call because me so me the BA di mo me fie me the be to infrastructure dia me here me the be to equipment dia me the here me the be upgrade air modernize the meters me the be sign metering contract but say we organization say enye se bio boapayo bi the wo timu a why do you continue to procure things you don't need? Why do you even continue to procure substandard equipment? And I say meters are and that is what happened in 2024. Mekaise Omampani Dada Omampani Bejachi Dada, His Excellency Dr. Mamadu Baumia. He came out to tell us that say, at a point in time, ECG didn't even need some of the procurement they were doing because no more digitalized system. When they digitalized the system, there was a hacking at ECG that made Ghana lose more than 500 million. Neamenoka say the previous government did not investigate and prosecute people who made us lose those huge sums of money. And I don't think this government even has that concentration there. But say minimum say minia Honorable John Jinapo 80 Akrane, Energy Ministry staff 80 Akrane. Beyond the frivolous procurement I think that we need to also investigate the hacking that took place. Who hacked our system? Who made us lose these huge amounts at ECG through the hacking process? And how much did we pay? You are saying, Sana, Omodi, Yeramso, neighbor back. And I say a system, no, Omodi buy my back. Meaning, I will see you so that at the end of the day, no, the cyber security insurance being a better. They insure ECG so that Obian may hack ECG system. Say, insurance company, you can say, and now, almost why I hire more hacking. And I say, that buffer company also protected your system. You try to say a figure also AI hire more hacking. I think there must be that investigation there because I cannot do one ECG. And you have Payoka, you be, and I said that's all work because when you say, own Tia, Ubisa question is that government give them money. Government doesn't give them money, but government pays a lot of their liabilities indirectly. What you say, Osana Hene at forcing Oko Parliament or Kachre and say, I think we are paying about 35 billion Ghana in terms of shortfall. So a shortfall it was the ECG and Kosutia. But because of the ECG to mean the Kanesi and our audience were already a gune, a footwoman, a dini basabasa, a sani basabazantino, and Kasika was a year money in 35 billion. I will say, oh my Ghana, a for editor IPPs for. So indirectly, no, oh my Ghana, ECG can was people at ECG, workers at ECG, Wapayo, and that is why I think that we must begin to prosecute. Only prosecution and
okay, sir, yes, yes, sure. Ebia mfanse enfie mienu ntem ana free best 2022 2023 ebepem 2024 mode ya na annually no muhunu percentage wise no increment ya de ba se averagely se also wo ka ebe se 2022 2023 one mo ne eba no abandana na breast no kane abonkwa ye tumu ebe se in percentage wise.
I think in percentage wise kane abo ye tumu almost 56-58% cumulatively, right? Because I'm man once. About first quarter 2023, second quarter 2023, third quarter 2023, about first quarter 2024, and then second quarter, third quarter, but cumulatively, no, Kenya Boko around 58%. Many actual figure, but what I know is that it's around 58%.
Okay. So yeah, can say abribia use ECG or short. Do baby I come and you say and Kania no severe renum grid conum ni independent power producers the banner say ECG in Konkotonwa. Omo sika e was so generating no form entino emomunya shortfalls one more revenue mobilization emu. But Uncle Ben say you know eto enchenya. Yebetimi akase this procurement eniema wo mu import e ba ye hia ye bi wonu kura na say ECG na nkasa kura hia bo apaya be manesi port wa na akọ ayi demorrage na bia ya fetch aton obi fufu no mo asa fetch la kwa akoton wo se aside wo mo nkasa kura wonu no port wonu wo so kọ ECG warehouse nso a eniema bebre sam hono mo a omu nyusu yebetimi akase enye it's not necessarily short force ebem kokotonwa sikana omunya no kurati triwuntina Emma energy sector ECG the last time I say kabese 65 billion edaho.
Yes, I think that honestly a part of the reasons why because expenditure is and as internal operations and expenditure the trend say abribia no betimi apushi sikana dodo na e dey call the cash waterfall mechanism because me fan say oje 100 no expenditure e be 80 e be call cash waterfall mechanism but so expenditure internal expenditure no e balloon ko be 40 and as 50 it means that only 50 and be call cash waterfall mechanism so it leaves that shortfall no crese
okay lana kati fancy na say Ghana hanamu no say yesi ye ka the next 1 year kora nu ka say yeton kane abu say yesi ye beka pa na ye bedi no kre pa ma ye ho pa the next 1 year no say energy minister said ye also oba adwuma ye no so wo tuatua kwan pa ne this procurement omo ye no wo mo enye bia enka eni ho kwan say yeton kane abu because sikana omo jeje no sikana jeje na no omo jeje ne saa jeje ne saa eno omo wiasa na po energy minister afenyo markins board chairman ECG ene ayi Mahamadu Bikinum ne kambo mu so mbebo o man ne kro no ena o mabo o man ne kro no anso hu se Ghana no e de kro no na obi apeso obo enti kro no na no mo bebo ne saa na kro no na kire se o mu guso o mo bo ne saa mempeke course kakra bi 0302208090 na femi mrefi na me ne mabedwafo emra medin komo 0302208090. Hello, good afternoon.
Nana, good afternoon.
Yeah, Pacho Yenko.
That's it. Why do we must say I thought I can see down for my fans maybe me sure by sure the person nama when will be the person would call because I'm a trust from here Mahama Nankasa past president a secretary Bandy and a general secretary the person will make cut in chance mama Yansia NGC Belisi 2028
Yadase yadase why yadase anti umpenifo na de wahu catch up. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Mpacho yenko why
Mpacho what we say ECG penifo we say omu na omu bo Ghana kro na enye illegal asem Ghana like you know ye twa pe penifo na omu boya blo no omu di share Ghana for na illegal na we illegal we like o say nya nkware wan kasa hwe nyama yesi omu ye wo se sia mita ye dia bebo every month bia me yusushi wo me dem me top light almost 600 cedis me capital na me de ye duma na ko light mu se sia me de wo kasa me tina fi me nyaska po se me de ko ye business every day every month bia 600 Ghana cedis eduma be na me ye na omu yas kanwa na ye di bedi no abetu ye oyafo no ye wokro mu su this time mama on chi obi antuma on fa Ghana ndi ye so on chi obi antuma ana on di this kanwa a bed in Palma.
Yadase. Hello, next caller. Hello. Hello, next caller. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm about
Bacho Yamkowai.
From Bright Army Cafe, Abusukai. Yami Shrafa Papa, and Ejuma Pao, so Mandana and Tumpo. Unim, let's say, Usha Mitaya, Nancy, yes, Sanono. Honorable Jinapo Anthony Nancywa, some meter away, every good excellency John Dramani Mahama and Nimati Papa. Because the real amount for a complaint about the real meter ni Johnny amount for credit. Some meter ni so credit I won't meter no so that I don't know. I want some farm out. Now Masafa. It's also easy Sika or or my woman. Not the beer or make us a easy boka. Nicola the I am no one. When she ever said on our way to the portrait, often a name quote I don't know. Not saying me, I'll bet you have to put our meter now. Yes, Sano. Because ever with a papa beer and brabano. Every man buying any more what papa. Because I'm on for a complaining about meter can it do? A root got creditor ending on Sapena credit NASA. It's a best message on the money, Mamma said. Obey the idea found. Dear Madonna.
Medas say, hello, next caller. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Naba.
Yo, many of my young Kawai.
Why, Naba would you over I could shout in the yet at the end of Juma Moye. Nanama Kakabe can share budget in Abba. That the woman is share budget in Abano. Opia to a department will be on Shasuntia, but I say, Opia also or implement CPP and Manaboa or Mino on Uncle my Tadabaya, Uncle for how the Amba. And yes, almost implementing that cannot understand him not from yes, you told I get a crack on because Uko Kubna, a Jalcoton, your man, also only about any Tracavia, and the better say, almost send your money and grassroots, any branch executive. No, yes, you and your Japan, our abiding, they are seeing Indiana, Yamo, Yura, Mahama, the chief of Momentia, MP. And there's Adumako, I could shout.
Catch them, or Betsy. Hello, next caller. Good afternoon.
Yes, madam. Good afternoon.
Bacho Yam Kawai.
Momo Edma.
Dasi.
Abaya Bantua.
Papa.
Any people, yes, yes, Twabamo, and Esha, I want to know the way in their pay. The main point I have from one, so one empty platform, one of years canoe. Or one by this time, command for Mutata, one I came to Sister Walker say, Mockman. If I walk about Canopolata when your destiny or not doing national security court, say on task, say, or Makma Yamio. Any super for the way you know. I am standing on by you. What much still want to because Brother Mama, a look Juma. But so because of confirmed before what radio so what the TV so what defend one more than 1 year. Oh,
may that say, next caller. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
Bacho Yankowai. You Kajo Yanko.
The message ever part on the one Mama so. Isi Juhono, Yawo, Nipebu, almost no good anymore. About 2016 who be almost a day and never be Gacy, a banana or Tisson, and my equal position. A woman in the Hopana Isi Juhono, Omona Hoye, now a bro, a brother go for Brumu, so I guess I dare every day don't croak. I had nothing to say. You live in so many years of my Yamishan, a pa, but I should do to us.
Okay, hello, caller, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Bacho Yankowai.
You're from Rafa. You're from Sama. I'm Pacho, Yamin Sham, and you do my family. Now, the friends saying, yes, in 24 book, we say, I buy the protection and one day to go over. Come on, with the board to cheer, working war prison, I have it for so many. Yafa, up a pound, they are 3 corner, they're the charm. It is them, a buying them now, and prosecute your fast. That was it.
Miss Medas, me for last 2 calls. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, afternoon.
Mama, it's
Nyame adom na nso
Nyamana adumo me nia ba me pe wa asem keke me te oni na me yewu.
Me da se.
Ma nyame hira na obi bi obaji adumpo ne afa wo ni wabusua ho bia no nyame ntu no omo so samaye.
Amen.
Me nia ba yeah, asem kaka me wo kan bi abi ni say yan branch executive no party mo movement yen. Yan collect na ye siga collect ye fa me I-Lord. Yan the first zenu. Yan collect no ebi mu okwa ya san kuta positions bi wo your friend is saying party mu branch executive mo movement yen kra na yen collect ya chairman Joe omonka na Joe no ehye na no kro yi bi mayen nti bebi bia Joe wo bia omonka Joe mayen wa na wo mo ka Joe nso be chairman asu yen so yesu bi ni ebre dafu
me so me da se. Hello, last caller, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Bacho yen ko wai
Anama
me bra o machine no ha me wa ha o bacho
Ajise
nyame adom yen ko wai
Anama nyame sha wai
me da se. Hello
Ejuma pa o boy Nyame mo kwa tente.
Amen.
Any more half with the studio.
Me da se. Where we?
I want back to radio news or TV news or I am in CTV.
Enti ya ka se wo hwe CTV ho.
Me hwe CTV papa ho fe na me hwe.
What you da se why? Thank you.
Yami ka ho why.
Amen. Okay. Mame Abba or say I think NDC communicators should explain to the people that Mahama can jail the criminals within 2 months. It's a process. Okay. It's a process. Patience of or say Nanama, I wish to meet you face to face or the message is no way. Eba. I'm banwy. Me view nina I'm banwy. Okay. I was here for okay, me kind patience of for you. I said Nanama, I wish to meet you face to face or the minister is not a matter of illegal or we the consumers are not paying but they are stealing the money and they are it's true. You just a meters from one different. Of a case, hungry NDC supporters, Mr. John Mahama, come and save NDC supporters. They are dying. Okay. Of a case, that's why. Omoda was say we can be ama who say they are dying. Pa. A common so dear 8 years in opposition. Not be easy. Divine bebem na ansana no abusua me ton sase eton fie ya manso twibia enihu ye wo fie kese commercial building kese e won kran ha circle odo rice in fifi ho pe eben American mall mi wi a ene finance minister call parliament na okole bills bia na ewo budget ni mu a omu debate ntino mi wi a mebobo na divine abemu e de amaye ntino enti efie no so pa circle odo rice American mo ho no ma na efie no wo se ubetimi dia ye dia upese wo ye bia banking hall ubetimi dia ye school Airbnb bia upese wo di ye bia no e spacious washrooms wo mu ya ubetimi nti bo modern na free number 0244 8103 39 0244 8103 39 and now says 0208 178953 0208 178953 or say a buon efieni ebuon edafom afeye won sase ewo kumase atasamanso residential area ya ebe headline educational complex anasa Mount Zion hospital ho na chesa sase ne eda kurom finfin wo pasase wo kumase afre 0549 436442 0549 436442 wo peke number ye ba bia wo bia no utimi Jessica direct ba ansa na no fra obusuani no nkɔhwɛ asase no emfamani entwa enye document kama enfama 0549 434643 woma na eton efie no ewo circle no top choco chocolate spread ye de fa bread dim eye nutritional kokwa ankasa na ye de aye e de fie no so wanhwɛ ye ade enkyene nkura na tetie di de papa your top choco 3-1 chocolate drink cocoa wo milk wo sugar wo do hia ni so hie wo saka kra bi atim pampa away wo na wo sin no afei atufom fresh 0243 033 033 0243 033 033 bebia ye ton supermarket bia provisions bia benya bia to afei Father Abraham Herbal and Spiritual Hospital obrane wo ko obre atwa wachi enya izo flood ye esi ye yiri fa nkrofo yi enso ntonso yiri afa wo na kyerɛ sɛ fo ani kyerɛ Father Abraham ho wo se bin kan kyerɛ sɛ yade kwankuru bi adi wunya sɛ ye cancer, diabetes, stroke, sexual weakness, kidney, prostate cancer, BP, HIV ye wakoto pan wakonya mu yade typhoid anasa yade bɛyi ma modie no nkyerɛ sɛ wunya wa yaresa ebibiduro fie yade no asie betu yade bia afako stroke ni set de kora afako afa spiritual cases enumi bia beto wa brabo so duabo anasa wo pelak wa wade mu adwuma mu adeton mu wo pelak fanko ji obi kuno dem mu fako didim ye didim ye mfanye wanyi no ho obeju kunu Father Abraham upeburani akokoro bi so agege ne dia Father Abraham ye wo soap ahodro wo de ye wani mu a ho manager bia CEO bia hwan bia appointment bia promotion bia soap no fa kosi nanim ha woni hwenanim ehwa no afa bi pane pen kwana Father Abraham emwa ewa brabom of Anko Barrier as of Faster Oil Filling Station. Fresh 0244 371695 0244 371695 and now say 0559 114122. Me can say ye didi mana wale fo na dwame nko abetimi edi ayi ombene wobi medi bi mu a imbusaba mixture eyo po sini na nkasa dro boost immune system ankasa obi ayade do kro yade hyehye ho no fon woda ewu paso woda edro so brofu dro bibidro pe imbusaba mixture nenom na wo hospital doctor bedi ho adanse ama ni patients nyina chronic disease bia infection bia boost immune system no Ghana baby etono bia ubenya imboost herbal mixture atto afei atufo fresh 0246 208496 0246 208496 afei tabia herbal center semen kanchira wo say ebibidro fie no ho tabia herbal mixture obi malaria fever jaundice onumu ato awuntimi ni di Uhia tabia herbal mixture edro we be saw yade na te wonum mu adidi afa obi asisi yade constipation uyamu bom kukuru uhia tabia herbal capsules edro na no odin enti unya 18 years ekwa enum bi ba wo man kodano fo enya abo hyedru na emom onyim na no mu a ebe hawo Ghana baby etonro bi tabia herbal mixture tabia herbal capsules ubenya bi o kanshi dragland do so pom wo ho to phone fresh 0243 86861 0243 686861 Divan Nkrumah atnasi PPP watnasi ewa hase na ansa na Divine bebem no ene finance minister se budget debate no efrase enti okọ parliament ya amane a wodi ekoye ni enti bills ahodo bi a woso omo eye ho adwuma ya ewose finance minister lay bills to repeal e-levy and betting tax. Finance minister is presenting the following bills: electronic transfer levy repeal bill 2025 yenyi fam free ho ena Ghana infrastructure investment fund amendment bill eno omo amend no 2025 omo yemu ensakraye Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund Amendment Bill 2025, Revenue Administration Amendment Bill 2025, Special Import Levy Amendment Bill 2025, and the Emission Levy Repeal Bill, that is Yenyin Femfriho. Tax na kwa upon Krumam say, Omo Yama. And some for we domino and income tax omo kwa amend no mo koyen sakraye womu growth and sustainability levy omo koyen amendment omo koyen sakraye womu and earmarked funds capping and realignment amendment bill hey ya mom say man papa o hey producer dey no asend ya ma say boboso one day maybe you are to know about why. Yeah, I say my Sunday a Finance Minister Kunti Bosso to a earmarked funds capping and realignment amendment bill. And you know, get fund Oma Cape, National Health Insurance Levy, Oma Cape, any other ones ni other nina. And where Juma and one more year, it's say those levies no. Yeah, for a purpose. Yeah, yes, MPP are buying a fankwaje bosia, womunche, any na or mine mu embre. Divine, my high.
I will be a dear.
Any will be so you will be so a dear pa. Any what about the annual bar since Tuesday after budget me knew Shiana, Onamu to say.
Namiado be baboko.
A denamias be biaboko.
Aye.
Aye.
Namiado, let's even complain.
Oh, yeah, you won't quite what dear you now.
Sabe pepe.
Into be beard and aquamu torti.
Sabe pepe.
Okay. But what is that? Can of a test you national security so me invading fee?
They did come a mitcha at T4. Any asher phone in our mom share. No momty and Kogana finding in. I remember about so a new production team also.
It does.
Na. And na mete sa kind of a story na say the cocoa pie inti akwa see the National Security Bureau say omo invade ne private residence or demand sikakra or make demands.
Okay.
Akese now we are see what say sometimes no unu bi ya de na ombu na ofili say or important to change wa emrano depending on how ono ohunu no ena obeye ama ofili say say no pen na ebeko on say on one hand reckon for yata say oyare it is the same emrana ye hwehwe no amana babe answer questions because of enyema bi oye ya igidi say anko yi epe answers no or the yare aye excuse sisi ade osi ne ho ato no ba bi o so betumi asiu so ye hia no amana ba answer questions papa ne so yare wadi ye mbone na ye se ombra no ba chirechire si wo so no no de ye ko ne fie ne ye se ye bone henya kakra de ahwehwe ne memu a osi ne kokọ apai o siu ahwodin man no nya ye ono de odi siu na hodin no no wanya odi siu the same system no mbra no onya we him because mbra na ye hwehwe no a ono de o ma excuses no
through the legal team
and the same legal team now so no use to go after others say o siu obi no enti no media sometimes no on say o hwe sania ye handle these people are momu grow horns and they are feeling too overly important to change some of the people she on will reckon of rata we and there or sini buafua or see obi invading the privacy into okosiu no. Do you know what they did to people in this country? Minister for Energy John Jinapo omubo run fear hu machi kete ekoje ne laptop ekoje ne phones o se ne sakra sampo anka what is okosiu obi
no a deputy
minister put that time what is okosiu obi
debi
she eya mo fra Akogan
ya
Akogan te ka mu awia kete na abronya mu crossing no eno mu je ka ne fini so so ma fama ne biu ka ne si ono ma ne proye John Dumelo okay say ne car ho ba asem I no so omo azumi yo ti o omo azumi ye say John Dumelo drive car obi na aban car enu so omo ko G Rambo Star what you say obi say wakosi obi
Kofi Adams mu nyina
obi nyina ya de hwe Bandi Mustafa Bandi ni fie because of politics e bu ni nyina eni ewie na ebe ye omo share that excuse by say assembly no na de ebe on se sankrofo mu omo feel say omo de okoto de ne bodwe yenya nkyira na on de no ho etanti enfa ba enfa mbo na pampem eba ne sign ne anu an say na amben na mo de o feel say o kanofori atabo APP4 ye time so a ana say bi some questions a mo de mo mpre na mo time no na mo di bone hwe o say na bi edi what roll letter da come media general for say retract and redraw some publication bi na defamatory yes I obey see you na de be what the heck ono e hwan ono fili so ye hwan no de ono osibi osi obi o maka no asem ben na what roll ade ni mu ono mu a osi falsehood ono ma one correct o say why blatant a statement no chokoma media general no why no obi be say evasive and why no open details bi anim o see obi aka asem on redraw the person is telling you that you worked as a deputy director at the National Service Secretariat. Is it true or not? One answer. You see katashishane proye ne dream any stikade bi akoso around that time udi animu akire mu osu koko apa obesiu media general west media for west African foundation so omo obesiu Brahima Suleiman
media foundation for West Africa
media foundation for West Africa for omo ba besiu omo Nana B buafu so oba besiu. You see all these people chale me ache
or here apology, so demand for apology for peddling defamatory publication by Media Foundation for West Africa on TV3.
And I make us say ni letter na e buy no o hwemu a details bia ni made na o se defaming wo ho no ewe
okay the tia say omo defaming no say me go through say as part of the publication our client's name into the legal just no our client's name and image were published as one of the people who managed the NSS, now known as the National Service Authority, from 2017 to 2024. So names na ebaye no. On say Media Foundation for no Suleiman Brahima mo say omo investigation started from 2017 na eba. It ghost names no so we go through almost started Pompeii Edigumu 2028 eba no.
Maybe 2021.
Media Foundation for you for you know.
Almost starting from 2017.
2017. Okay. Yeah. So 2017 almost started. And I watch say sa we no mo year no because after cancer show so and Ibrahim Brahima Suleiman Brahima breakdown no ya na watch from 2017 Mustafa Yusuf and another director and another B
and another B ni give to worry and no me deputies inti mu de we na yentro
so o se adentina TV3 ma Suleiman Brahima mo man be showcase that publication no e wo mo platforms o magu nanimu ase enti o mo mpa ne chew
won say sankrofo we mu o mo sorry it's the same trick they do obo wan so aba no abetro letter become an apology hwensi all because o person o man followers for no e feel say o you right me omo unim dan na bi e be press conference be to explain why publication no doesn't make sense and na on tiase enema bi wono mu a ento yi na ama mi bisa wo enti omo sese nyina ya age atum admit say na ghost names bi wo no je gidi say sika bi wo no mu a akofa nkrofo esase entu asika no mi bisa wo se nyina agi tumu a enti wan mu na na ho no mu a ehya a sa ghost names ni be hye mu eno de mu pese e be discuss they only said the same thing happen here under a sports minister, deputy sports minister, Sojamanga, if anything.
deputy sportsman. Oh, Australian.
Pius
Enam Hajide.
Unim say ya say ya the nkrofobia akoshemo munya journalist any nkrofo qualify so make us trip no. It was admitted. But nipa ya ni dey nipa ne say nyo no. Me another person was in charge. Inti e wan. Unim say sanema wo nyina na ekoso na me say MPP for we mu. Omo yo madwin say omo mbu Ghana fo. Omo yo madwin say adwin e wo omo nko omo trimu no ya adwin kese che obia. Inti omo de be yawo. O de ye omo mpene. Last time near say na yeka on record say. One say sometimes when people for no more daily. Now we say go by their terms and conditions in the way I'm operate your money amana. Do ba ko share dichimu because no more plan game plan bia be distorted facts they are saying ama. Odu so no ma due money. Go and check the records. When was the last time they were complaining about say aban we buy no was sacking Crawford was revoking Crawford appointment letters in the keka. When mun this house to buy buy on betchere sade and all of a sudden no omu don person mun cheche mu so bi njai me no kasa se sie o kai say Kufuor buy adia onim say adia friend fast track high court onu ni nipa of setting up first so no be your beja fast e dey jelly JJ Rollins abusuafo ne nkofo no mu adwuma Victor Solomon oxygen bonachi ne ade ne nam kuri ko be fa so e be jeli no because yesi wa be set up fast track high court ontimi fa bone nche ya didi mu na Atamos baaye o kai Atamos baaye no abe father for all Atamos baaye osiyo MCs ni DCs yenja omomunya adwuma more than 6 months yenyina e Ghana for so obesa kaya Ora Kanoforiata. Your scandal be by between Kanoforiata company and Snit. Your friend Obotan scandal. Kanoforiata was almost going to jail for that thing. Unim say Okobun Kotoje. Ewo Johnny Vance Atamos enim. And Atamos ka say Oegan enim. On fan channel. Because company no manage no Ghana for na adwuma ho no me enhweke be fa so a ye be protecting Atamos a protected data bank egu and then the same person got an opportunity to come to power onu the oba no the same magnanimity no benefit ye no the benevolence no of others no the or beneficiary no edu ni so no o si di ko apai ompene onu ani na fufuo he went after them and obegugu omu nyina mu be businesses omu ye ne te say ne even ne kinsmen and ne tribesmen ne kromufuo so we ne kromu ni no aye chen na say bebia wadu no mpa u business not in saba beka and these people are here and them ma begina no ma beka kire ye say obi na bi say okokot ye be san so atia obi say ni koko apai
ye wura ni fie
no do ye why now unim say me some of these people be to say Kanoforiata say me to say these comments this and remarks way if in the court say ba na me bu afu. He's a wicked man. This guy doesn't deserve mercy from anybody because oba no ashatale white no aba be quotation no Bible mu no the friend pen na echire no odi diboni hwe time wa Dr. Indum omka so mba be revoke GM Bank license and bufu yode abai na court no or the Bank of Ghana any government of Ghana court no no ma fa chire no ma suma iyokofo any event saying BN9 crop for abane office computers o nyina o be sisa ni nyina akoye o be sisa data without me wa na say no court o mo se o mo mpeni and now me no ka say Kanoforiata we o si ni koko apai Dr. Indum unim say na the banks na mo operate no private company no mo rent banks no from mo operate bank no the receiver through Kanoforiata way almost seize assets ni nyina o cholete come say bank na nyane dia close bank na mo release in crofo no dan fa mo and now me no ka say receiver ene na busuafo etete sa dan na mu o ma gidan no ya the case ni kokota omo ma
just omo gu banks ni san so take bank
obi bia je nyomo dia kro omo giye hwe
eti say a heritage bank ya Alhaji Agongo bank ya ba ko na si Jowoli enti chesa sa land ne so ni property ne so nyina ni nyina omo fire
who be some man omo account for mu account for hwe unim says the same matter in 2020 the first Dr. Ndumude Bank of Ghana any government of Ghana court no na ye be judgment fair judgment na kebeba on the 20th of November in 2020 these same people ekoye eno omo sere court no omo case no esanso travel ya to 2023 omo frustrated ye do ko jina court no masesa omo anyama basabasa such elements such characters in crofo we mu na se omo ende emram po ne mran ne omo di mu fie mu ba obi a mu obi a ya nya obi ahwe na ejam ho ne yakwa o kanofo riata yen ye hwehwew yimo di esika SM mo wia esika krofo sei na mu ye ba machi ye be hwehwe ye ne ama o so yare ye jawo ye kra ye complain ye me be ma ayi story bi no hu se ne krofo bi mu o ma adwenti o ma jimi
tobo
sebi o me media ma no sisu mi na so hwe unim se madam fo girl bi e na wa current dan tio single room e no te ho na single room na dan ni mu a ote no o manage ya na danfo girl so ono ne ba ya pam won baby omote mu ni baby omote e na o say na girl na ono single room no so okay mo de mu ni baby tia ono ba no mo mbra metra me single room ni manage na girl na high dine 2 years watena mu almost 1 year and na juma when you juma for your transfer from Accra to another region so on konkoye juma obeko no catch wa out dan mu say because work now work catch so open dan bi high no so obeko dia and ne dan no so obeko nti so da obenya juma na no adwuma no friend wa fa dan no ne tua balance edema no unim say girl nya adwuma na obeko ne transfer na obeko no obisa na danfo no ne ba ne te wonum say obeko nti dan balance na be ne de okache ne say dan mu so ama no dodo no ndo peche me ho nti ne dan no nti mi nche nti on de o tena no ma hwehwe dan foforo once I show once your man show say o si onu tena sa ne dan na o si esuanu mu e de hwehwe dan foforo nti o ma ne time once na grofo bi bu nkrofo kwasea no mu believe say o wo de wunim nyansa but onu no nim nyansa onu no wagimi. It's the same thing. And these people, no, they feel so important to say, I'm going Ghana phobia. Into I'm the Omasam Yamboso, Yambo Chemso.
Because divine, so we share the Ghana 8 years ni. And yes, President Mahama ba power. And the figures, no, ye ebetoja, ye who. Eye figures ya buruswa banking cleanup exercise ya na banks ye hia 9 billion ya kwa akoboka 26 billion edaho so ho and then ohwe national cathedral your friend say Ghana Revenue Authority issues bia eno ebebe oni GCB no mu ni ade that transfer bi no entinanka de Ghana for hwe kwan se omu say eye the way Ghana your governance institute no enye buga gidi butu here but na kan ko for hwe kwan say President Mahama take over na after week kura no I was saying hu action
sa pepepe na
enti on say na bi national service say or portray as if say or you innocent
no but you see even if we are innocent me pese ya me prejudge and I say me preconceive na me dey crofo akoto time so onye hwe kra na yese waye. My point is that won say what the bone and I say bibia sia na say ohu so na hwe twinsi ya allow the processes to work. Me tell say here minim bia na say state institution bia be frame ya me sro machi o frame ya meba me nya hwe so wonya hwe ya what is your fear then na usro into him say na de no mo ye nyina no it is just to whip up momentum at the grassroots level because you see no omo grassroots for nyina
prepare omo
for them to think say obi can some tie o share letter ni mu a what I was expecting is hwemi uni ma dan kameka this thing you have said is not true. I was tie yes we adwuma from 2017 to 2020 no state wo honum it is not true. I didn't work from there from ebia 2017 to 2020 na mo kanu this figure na mo kanu mi ni wasa mi ni mo hwe then let them bring it and I apologize what be try them on say asem no and he didn't work there meanwhile he didn't state any basis bia na
I can say he didn't work there was it sa publication nearby you know set ghost names no from 2017 to 2024 and then the said publication further alleged that in 2018-2019 when our client was at the National Service Secretariat, 49,895 ghost names were added to the list of personnel for that period, resulting in a financial loss of 242 just ghost names for 49,895 no just sikanko a man hweye 242 million Ghana cedis. But Nana B ni say allegation no completely false. Now was it now but that allegation now Media Foundation for West Africa put two out omode ba ya omusa akogina TV3 network so publish ye no false
eno na make catch say which one is the truth. It is ya chro e bia fan say wa 4,000 something ghost names and you think that is not true, and state the record, state what the fact is.
Okay.
What am I say? Okay. I to say see my betra no catch say me chance see unze me buy maka ensem bebre say Dr. Ndum see yes see against Kenufuriata. Na Kenufuriata say otemi kan say mabeka sa wa Accra FM say mabeka nsem see na enye no kre enti no kre na de wen beka no kre no na ye hu say wo di ntro na wunja ne saa say enye no kre. Which one is the truth? And it's the same thing no mututu nsem no edigu ewie mu so mo sa ankrofo we mu bo mo kro no amu wia musika ewifuo we man consider dan fofo man consider busuafo man consider say muni mobi mun kwa na mudidi ye mun kwa because mo na mo hu mo de mo nyansa wona na bi we ubedi youth organizer bedi national organizer why your big man ahia na wedi unu say wo at this your age wo say untimi ni obi ntena show so as a discussant and as a guest, so they will pay no akwa one-on-one interview because of your boss money sikanti munyi na nso ehu mo discover awie na me dey me one ne sa full soldiers for na omo wo backyard ho ne feature na omo kro omo mbo na ma mo anya hwe no ye beda be sorry no omo say omo kwakwa mase app and omo kwakwa gina ba bia kwa edidi say ye dey obi kwakotum wo ko gina no e bo ma wo jimi na ye be mo abo ma intimidate me sasem we about Owura Kenufuriata we no say okosiu no it is neither here nor there only omo suban ni omo traits na omo show Ghana for sa omo arrogance na omo disrespect omo feelings omo do me ni pachen obi omo do metumi di boni edi obi the same boni no bi di bi omo do nim law court say na gabi ka say omo do mabusua de omo nananum de omo ko school nti omo adwe mo abie chen yen mo nti omo do omo timi gi appointment obi kwaji bia omo se family and friends no ye nyina ye wa ha nti no Owura Kenufuriata no obetumi akwa kosiu eno de obi an stop no. But you should remember say yesika on ho and I'm no so minor sika we do your money bone and no dey mean coach na baby mpo kan say e bia onko court here and niam ya hwere na nyensa my phone na ye nipa e na ye nipa no so no da institution na no nti no so no ye hwehwe no yenga na fo hwehwe no si ye hwehwe sika no fa mbre na so yare a otumi fa ne yare ni excuse entina brochi na on the other hand no otumi sanso ngina baby so no de Ghana Ghana institution court for when we were asking the same reasons I hwehwe no on the obi court won. It doesn't make him more important than us. We are looking for him also.
And I say okay, yamra a betting budget ni issues if you mu eba.
Okay, me that say unim about the budget no adeba ko me de budget ni mu a the finance minister here a demonstration kon say he was straight to the point. Unin say one fan sem no am me maya like o kan sem say ne tepepepe papa no na o san so kire mu say sisia no fans na allocate to the various ministries no obesa eja ama sector ministers for nankasa no ma breakdown of how they want to expend budgets and allocations at their mom, and it makes sense. Adeba kunso a oye ya manage no say once wa menya twum maybe on man be koti bible sembia o hon man be kan sembia on say obi pese ombo we po no kotu bible no wi awasan so abodu aguso mi wa no odi ntro ene no bi na minister be ye na minister be representation no ade ba ko bi eda sronkoma me a na me de and me betena akae before all ba be ko into the budget details nangasangasa no odikan e sheda e chire the real state of economy no inherited from the previous government no, and that was profound. And then chire magana for who bebia situation na ye wo mu into some of the things no can highlights of my not even say the economic situation of the country and healthy. It's not in a good position at all. It's srene be ka say aban no mbra na omumnya niam be magana for one atom. Now ni asamba ko okan ya na me de and say e bosha aban no hihye ne niam bibiro mu keka ye so mbe ya na ejidi say ebia it wasn't possible no sana mani nyina no o tache no kakra magana for hu say na aban no ebeye na before I say accounts are for instance sinking fund
So there's what we call the general
na
administration.
Mahama ebifi aban mu 2016 at least aban so governance is a continuum obi ba inherit assets and liabilities. In the case of MPP for omokono liabilities are omudi ja Ghana man Ghana say in terms of eka or how near bebrese no more than a japadi and assets are omudi ja. So imagine say in 2016 Mahama efi power no sinking fund neska waja omu over $300 million. Say Ghana mine NJ fan born ho bena. Abai for MPP for by normal coin in 2024. Siko muja omu 64,000 Ghana cedis.
Dollars 100 and oh
Heritage Fund.
Sinking fund no.
Sinking fund. Yes. And $64,000.
And I say 100 and something thousand Ghana cedis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Omo disikano. Unim say Heritage Fund sika omo janu kujo to hwinim. Esla in 2015 ena Mahama ede Esla bae enu say me say I was one of the people I me born chobo yede say eto no emu ahwirem but na adwempo eta ni say yesi energy sector no eka adokro oman no enti no yede Esla babe se na be ya eka bia oho bia no ye betumi dia clear eka no dia fi ho.
Okay, yeah, and Sunny about us, my minfa video in trim. Budget name.
Okay.
On say NPP fund.
And he started forming his government and started keeping faith with the people of Ghana and fulfilling his promise to operate the leanest and most efficient government in the history of the Fourth Republic. Elements within the opposition have sought to spread falsehood. Well, since President Mahama assumed the position of President of the Republic of Ghana, and he started forming his government and started keeping faith with the people of Ghana and fulfilling his promise to operate the leanest and most efficient government in the history of the Fourth Republic. Elements within the opposition have sought to spread falsehood and engage in deliberate disinformation with a view to whittling away the good road that President Mahama has naturally won from the people of Ghana because of the way that he's doing things. So first it started with Honorable Atu Jinapor, who claimed that President Mahama has appointed 100 presidential staffers and is only seeking to make up for the shortfall in ministers by appointing more presidential staffers. Then lately, Dr. Gideon Buaku, who incidentally has worked in the office of the president before, under the office of the vice president, went out to spread gratuitous falsehoods about the composition of the staff of the office of the president and the monies allocated to the office of the president. Now, the office of the president is made up of a number of entities. So there's what we call the general administration, office of the chief of staff, vice president secretariat, cabinet secretariat, press secretariat, and then policy coordination and delivery units. These are the units that make up the office of the president. In addition to these units, there are other government agencies that fall under the office of the president. So together we call them office of government machinery. Under the MPP, the office of government machinery had 26 entities. That is if you add the units under the office of the president.
That number was made up of a number of agencies. The list is before me. I could go through all of them. But they created new entities. Coastal Development Authority, Middle Belt Development Authority, IPEP, the one that used to be headed by Howard Kumsin as a whole ministry before it was moved under the office of the president. And then there's also the Northern Development Authority, the Zongo Development Fund, and what have you. Because President Mahama reduced the number of ministries from 30 to 23, some agencies that used to operate under the collapsed ministries have been moved to the office of the president for budgetary purposes. Because when the budget is being prepared, the staff of those agencies have to be accounted for. That accounting has to go through a mother agency. So for instance, there was a Ministry of Information, which was headed by a minister. It had 76 directors and staff, civil servants. That ministry doesn't exist anymore. So all the directors and civil servants have left. There's no such thing. Some of them have been reassigned. Now the president appointed me as his spokesperson and Minister of State for Government Communication. That means that all the agencies that used to work under the Ministry of Information have had to come under my jurisdiction. There are some of them who are state-owned enterprises, like the Ghana Publishing Company Limited, Graphic Communication Group, and New Times Corporation. They are state-owned enterprises, so now they fall under SIGA. But the Ghana News Agency, for instance, the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, the Information Services Departments, and what have you, fall under me. Now, the staff of these organizations are civil servants who have to be paid. Let me add that President Mahama has not employed a single civil servant in addition to what he came to meet. So the civil servants under these organizations, their salaries have to be catered for. In addition to these three organizations that I have mentioned, because the National Security Ministry was collapsed, now the National Security Council, or the National Security Secretariat, the Research Department, which is an arm of the Security and Intelligence Services of Ghana, the National Signals Bureau, and the National Intelligence Bureau, which used to be called the BNI, all now operate under the office of the president. So it is the salaries of these staff that are now being catered for under the office of the president. So when you see 2.7 billion, it is the salaries of these staff plus all the other agencies that form the office of government machinery that is reflected in that number. For example, the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation has 1,115 staff. The Information Service Department has 1,309 staff. The Ghana News Agency has 133 staff. When you put it together, that is 2,557 staff. The salaries of these people for, the year 2025 is being catered for through the office of the president. They will be paid by Controller and Accountant General's Department, as all other public and civil servants are paid. But for budgetary purposes, they will be catered for under the office of the president. The staff of National Security Council or National Security Secretariat, Research Department, National Signals Bureau, National Intelligence Bureau receive the same treatment. So it is not that the Minister for Finance has allocated 2.7 billion Ghana cedis to President Mahama to squander. No. All the 30 agencies that operate under the office of the president now have their salaries going through the process that is outlined in the budget. So the 2.7 billion is for them. It is not for President Mahama's use. Now, despite these numbers, who are civil servants, not political appointees, as far as political appointees are concerned, President Mahama has appointed 27 presidential staffers and 3 directors. Today, when he swore in the deputy ministerial nominees and the Minister of State for public sector reforms, he said it. 30 staff. We are in the process of recruiting support staff, but they will come nowhere near the 336 that the MPP had just before they left him. So now when you come to savings, the part of the budget which is discretionary in nature, that government can decide what to spend on. Now mind you, salaries and compensation, that is item 1. When at the end of the month, the government looks at its account, the first thing it thinks of is the salaries of civil servants. That one is fixed. It is not flexible. You can't do anything about it. It's almost statutory. But the part of the budget which is discretionary, if you look at the figures carefully, if you look at the MPP's figures, in the year 2024, just last year, an amount of 924,143,874 cedis was allocated for goods and services under the Office of Government Machinery. This year, an amount of 847,964,846 Ghana cedis has been allocated for goods and services. That is a reduction of 76,179,028 Ghana cedis. Despite the fact that other agencies have been brought here, the goods and services budget, which is discretionary expenditure, has been reduced. If you go to what we call capital expenditure, CAPEX, another item that falls under discretionary expenditure. Last year, under President Akufo-Addo, 612,440,588 Ghana cedis was allocated to the Office of Government Machinery, whose composition I've already explained to you. This year, from that lofty 612 million Ghana cedis, 269,755,853 Ghana cedis has been allocated for capital expenditure under the Office of Government Machinery, which is a saving of over 345,322,441 Ghana cedis, if you put that together with the savings that are coming from goods and services. So indeed, because of President Mahama's commitment to operating a lean government, we are seeing a significant reduction in the amount of money allocated to the Office of the President for discretionary expenditure. What Ghanaians criticized President Akufo-Addo was the excessive misuse of public funds in discretionary expenditure. His travel budget alone, at some point in a particular year, was 68 million Ghana cedis. For the first 6 months of a particular year, 68 million Ghana cedis. That has not happened under President Mahama. So the desperate effort by the likes of Dr. Gideon Buaku and Abu Jinapor to seek force equivalence in order to equalize for the clearly irresponsible governance of President Akufo-Addo and the flagrant waste of public resources will not wash. We are aware that disinformation, blatant falsehood, and gratuitous lies are parts of the MPP's armory when it comes to waging a political battle against their opponents. But we stand prepared. As Minister of State responsible for government communication and spokesperson for the President, it is my duty to correct such misinformation. That is why I have found it necessary to engage you, the good people of Ghana, through this medium to explain the issues to you. So, 1, 11 billion Ghana cedis has not been given to President Mahama. 2, the monies that Dr. Gideon Buaku is referring to are monies going to the payment of civil servants who have been placed here because their mother ministries have been collapsed. By collapsing the mother ministries, President Mahama has made savings on the monies that would have been used to run the ministries. For instance, the Ministry of Information had 76 directors and officials. Because the ministry doesn't exist anymore, we don't have to provide vehicles for those officials. We don't have to provide office space. We don't have to pay the minister a salary. We do not have to provide the minister with a Land Cruiser and a saloon car. We don't have to give the minister a bungalow. The minister's office will not have to be set up. We don't have to give the minister support staff because of that. Now, because of the scrap of the ministry, now there is myself, there is Shamima Muslim, my deputy, there is Sam Aprat, who is the press secretary to the vice president, and an administrative staff of 3 and 2 other people who help us manage the entire communications of both the presidency and the entirety of government communications. And this is done by barely 7 people. Again, it is not true that I have been allocated a total of 78 million Ghana cedis to manage government communications. That is false. What it is that all the 3 agencies who now have been made parts of the Office of Government Machinery, or who are now under the Office of the President, their goods and services budgets and their capital expenditure budget is what you see there. As for myself, my deputy, Amma Pratt, and the people who help us, who make up the managers of the communication wing of the presidency and the entire government of Ghana. Nobody has given us any goods and services. Nobody has given us any capital expenditure. This is my office. I don't need any capital expenditure again for this my office. The office just before this one is where 2 administrative staff of mine operate. And together with them and the other people I've mentioned, we manage government communication offices. So we've not been given any goods and services. We've not been given any capital expenditure. The goods and services and capital expenditure, making up 78 million, belongs to ISD. That has 1,309 employees. Ghana Broadcasting Corporation with 1,115 civil servants. And the Ghana News Agency with 133 civil servants. We do know that the NPP used to operate slush funds. So if in their time, they use such monies on propaganda to pay people to abuse political opponents and spread falsehood about them, that is their own business. But we have no such operation going on. And therefore, I thought it was necessary to engage you, the good people of Ghana, to understand the issues so that you are able to know that Gideon Boakon is peddling falsehood in a desperate effort to provide excuses for the wanton waste that they superintendent in this country. And that is why you, the people of Ghana, voted them out and gave the mandate to President Mahama. He is committed to using your resources judiciously so that you will find that it is possible to achieve a lot with fewer people. And since he became president, he has demonstrated that. So we'll continue to keep.
Spokesperson to the president, Minister of State Communication at the presidency, right? Yeah. And near after budget, no. Natural say, Divine.
Oh, only, sir. Bread to a budget in this, but answer on one fellow so for Sukwacha same we are working. I think say time yours. And if NDC for be koswa ayo mujumedi say ya see ejuma be simple.
Okay.
Because on senya quickly no wa babonti wa be chechire ma wa react to diffuse the kind of propaganda na MPP for person munye say omo time office of the president, this is the amount of money almost spending and eba this NDC for the no omo increase no ma see and na kosoro astronomically sisi ano abechechire mu am ye
omo kai say cut budget allocation to the presidency. So from 126 omo de ba 80 no budget allocation to the presidency no was around 8.5 billion, 8 billion thereabout. And now moment so say 60 ministers no krano. We don't say 60 do is only 56. Si kana air 60 ministers no per Gideon no money one more kaka ho no nsem no mo kana kire say 80 no was around 8 billion but 60 no age 11.5 billion.
And I may be say your man be set records in the street. In Chechimo on say the fashion koka office of the president office of the president budget no increase here. In Chechimo the abane say ministries no mu collapse ya sisi na SSTB no. Omo civil servant one man no ye ejuma for honom. For example, special initiative friends a directorate almost set na how akumsi e was here no it was under office of the president yengu no mo ho or CGBC for one staff over 1,000 sankrofoni nyina e ho no mo ministry of information kwa 76 directors including others even GNA Ghana News Agency for kwa they are over 1,000 plus. All these things in no see they were even under Ministry of Information. See that ministry doesn't exist again. What you mean guys have for ministry exists in Tomungo? They are civil servants. They are still working, but because the ministry doesn't exist, the number be share the budget no aba be share under the office of the president. So nebe ye be kita for such people. Again, also in church remove by send the office wo see o wo de 78 million cedis and e ba be bom ho akoma na etu o se da bi se ano ye the GBC for no former Ministry of Information staff NG and any other people ni nyina aba be share of under Ministry of but you know is here under the office of the president. In Tenisika eba no nyina into emoluments and then remuneration salaries or debate ya. So once the ansem we na e say quickly no maba bonti no maba bechichiri momo nyo madwin say omu yi omani. Because imagine say a whole minister so only less than 7 people in the office here Juma.
Yes, yeah, man, 78 million Ghana cedis.
And what bechichiri say ni sika ko ni kotoko. Sika amudi tutua GBC staff ne for
on say first no nka budget no said any year kan no enka Dr. Force ato Force kwagina hwe no budget allocation to the presidency no enka obema into details also ko be broaden no wa wide na wa kire say bia ti said year kan say information ministry na kasa won adwuma yefo yeah
Ministry of National Security egu Ministry of National Security eni ho it BNI for I say omo NIB any omo other agencies and direct no omo nyina omo nja omo adwuma ne ye omo wo staff wo ho nti omo nyina ba be share under the office of the president enye sika foforo a obi akotwa de abebe hyem so de
na sika foforo sika na ye twa kwa ye ne de adwuma
ye no
ba first ne ntisa first ntisa etika sa budget na omo de be ma 76 directors ka obi ebe mo obi aka nsi an obi ani sa aka ne bio yen kosfuali obi aka bio so nkochi go ministry ne ni ho first no ka minister for national security no no ho no I'll take or in charge of BNI ne de keka ho no sisi a sa ministry ni ho into oni first special assistant oni car oni driver oni say into all these things na sa cost cutting measures mo de go akwan mu I think say is okay now I mean core budget na mo asubio on say President John Dramani Mahama despite the kind of economy we inherit here in a very very bad state, you know. Some of the promises of the Ghana for no odiso na me de di kan won sa sanitary pad or say or the bema and maiwa a muko school se na be ya ho ni DSM ene se no de be hwe mo ho ya de papa because in your no man in situation na most of them especially school going for no what they go through every month bia nti no eno so ya de a mete ye na mete ena me san so ti bi o say e levy no o twam no na no so ya de masum de because na o kai say be catch there say e levy no ba Ghana problem na be solve but say am no ka say e levy ba no utimu say yen problem papa bia solve o ka say some catch say e levy ba en kwa IMF eno ya jitu mu an de call IMF no o kai say see levy ba contractors outstanding debt o nyina de betua contractors for car e be create more than 4 million jobs ama use so de nyina e levy ba ya ma be hwe so otimu say botaya na esi so esi de yes I levy na kasa no ya benefit from it watwam no ya de papa na wusie tax no sa emission tax na esi no so ya twam no eno so ade a na mete ya manage na osanso beka ose betting tax ye twam eno so ya sem papa but eno akire no nchi wa hyewa ba ya ama aye me nwanwa eni se MPP fo nti omusuro nyame former minister for finance sa akire wi ya ye oyebi fasting oye sure so oyebi because untimi nya fasting this holy man Timusa soon didn't trust you and dia koshi say enya press conference and can't check Ghana for say betting tax more implement just say man take Ghana for betting tax omo mutemi omo ye investors betting mu they will tell you unya di ye no ni atew unya di ye no ni atew even for sometimes who deposit credit so to sika na minister abegina onum say want you be tax Udi yemfa ne saa it is scanner yatete investors no more betting scanner we o kai say even ponu the first 3 months after August no year October mu GRA be catch so omotie mobilize almost 60 billion Ghana cedis in terms of betting tax o kai so mekai all these things in na one number catch inti ora Dr. Bawumia ba no so be abolish betting tax no na ka betting tax be na obe abolish wa bra o implement ye. Let's ask these questions. Inti sana ma nyina utimu say
Sa 1956 1960 politics na omo ye ne propaganda ne omo tumfu trogu nkrofo anim se sia no hwe imebu na ma omo ba no omo pɛ details o na omo ye discerning untumi fa bibia amba na omo betungu from emu na say omo fa wo saa again ade ba ko bi nso a mete say ye ba be ye me debut and say na aban ebe introduce new taxes or be increase tax na or rent mining rent and so no or say from 1% and they call 3% because the price of raw mat good year of no especially gold oil no on the world market no cost ro benefit royalties maybe ejina it no say mining companies for no nya ho fa so bebre dia yen so ye timamufuo yen so ese benefit bi to mo di 1% akọ 3% a mo gidi say be significant it ye nam ne kwan so
mining companies
no
yeah
the social media bi on say introduction of road tolls almost so de beba no
okay
on say it's not about just the tolls make a common about employment be create ama enkrofo enya biaye no na emite especially persons with disabilities are no money this boots no at least omunyina ansa be call man no mo saba eno so ya de amete ya na emite so in a nutshell no oka enyama nyina President John Dramani Mahama eka wansem ana say finance minister de beto dwa e o budget ni mu a emu ehuam eyensem a me dem expect say it shall come to pass na eboshe bi ewo mu bia no yenyamu ne de a ewo because okay say a former health minister a NHI
former
NHIA National Health Insurance Authority a direct a CEO MP former MP Okoboy unim say na NHIL National Insurance Levy no ya de cap atoso into no senya NHIS access sa funds no edema nkrofosha aresano in terms of claims payments near him nempa ibi wo no ma omo reach threshold na omo tumi entuetu asa claims no extend services ma Ghana for sisi omo so muji so the be betumi expand service
but divine unim se sa na ma we nyina yaka ba oba na se ne wo besi akira hu se nyina na ye atirimodin because ya ye National Health Insurance and ya ye levy so ya je tuon kakran nti wo so kokoto ne ma bi na wo je receipt a health insurance levy e wo so yes can ye boa no purposely ya dey run the affairs of this way say no policy na ya introduce no aside service providers ye di etu ano no ene wo mo other affairs and then wo ba ya pen wo so wa cap no e de akwaje bosia loan and then the akanon so kura no a ya gigye na kokoto Bank of Ghana ho no a
consolidated fund
kokoto a uyi bi na de aye ne awope so the rationale behind that policy no levy na ye no
yenya so
faso
get fund the same thing
get fund what better get fund several all this time rather than and get fund ya ne purposely say infrastructure education what buy ya get fund no me cry the last na make say wo be introduce sa senior high school free senior school policy aja mama ye ya wo so na wo ye no na what chance say calculation say get fund sika say kura na bia ye increase no kura by this percentage kura see dey ye free senior higher Ghana for kasa at the end of the day no ye di rem ye complain say bia food shortage enkura nya ba bi na say num ni ade and afensu kura infrastructure eno ho ayedin eju le ye increase no cry by be at this percent Ghana for better ba wo ba ye na no wo wa cap no de akogi loan wo de akogi loan a ye hu ni a wo de ye Africa kra no so be ba na wakoto futuo mu no so no a mo yi bi na mo de ye ne amope
na ye the same thing no mo de ye Esla no Esla na omu complaining say energy sector debt no we dey say mo mobilize almost 64 billion so can it me account for
okay the last time na President Mahama mo kadono say bia o ma revise on books there because o ka say Esla ya generate 45 billion ena eka eda ho no mo no energy sector ni nyina 70 billion ECG die atwamu 60 billion omo se omo kono eka wo mu jae no na 10 billion entine omo ye esla no
sene be clear
kan sene be ya e be clear ekano esla no kwa no omo ye for a period o
yes yes e ka wi a 2024 week ya wi atua and omo de koje busia e culturalize esla no to 2035 itom da koje busia omo de koje busia se ka o de energy sector e koje busia se ka o ji ska no de be share energy sector na de clear kan no omo fa be shi and diverting
and energy sector no so kwa na wo beto ye no de na wo se we predecessor ye wo energy sector ho bia no wa ye de wo se wo tutu bia yi watoto mo se necessary capacity enya afa na bia mo ko Dubai na se take na sa koto
generation challenge bia
ni bia de ya ne se bia say ye the export yinkania edi mema neighboring countries enti necessary capacity ana mo Kenya no kwa mo se yese mo boy ena bia mo expanding process no edi kokokoya ne ye hwe unim na me ko ye friend say Benin e ko fa jewelries ni ne ma na me ko de u pe jewelries pa de Benin but time a 2014 mu hono no dum so crisis no eyi mu ye den pa no udu ho no ma no ube nse nwumre bia 6 abo no modum light ana udu o daytime abo nso mo no ka se Ghana
omre Ghana no meka say your friend Sonabel
yes enti won so benye se bia wo ye ene expansion project bia e wo se accrue that economic one
energy sector
so wo kwaji wo cape Esla edi kokwaji lu ese $1.5 billion wo de buy no e bia wo de aye project bia
da bi say ka nka patua wan hwe unim say omo create ye no mo omo create ye no mo lutus ka no na ka imagine hwe omo buy no ma contract under ECG no mo award frivolous contracts enye bi na ote John Jinapo asem ya okay ya containers almost 3,000 ECG egu omu wi a ne private person akwakoyi no abeton asama ECG
omu auction
yes omu auction na private person abeton
ECG asakwa akoto
omu koton 100,000 na abeton ama ECG $300,000 Ghana ni no ye ya esikawo na de am ya ne say omu yesa na mawe na o ECG ati ho ya obokawo ECG abi ye bi omu so omu bokawo na ECG enye sika so yeah, a corporate social responsibility. No koto motorbikes. No so the kako donate. Wow, boka.
Na mi bisa Benjamin Sianse. Aside the ECG nkane anu a omo je kwakoton no. Omo other business bi omo run ana. Because ase omama Ghana for ase kane anu kra ne ye use ni free illegal. Ena nkane anu kwa moton no munya sika no munya sika.
Ayazas kana no mu dihwe ay Kofi Akpalu the contest LPG
Kofi Akpalu
so no so mo man contract ni bi
enti na nse no o ka se Mohammed ntimi nti obi antum
omo man contract 10 million so me no ko face so e wa another platform na me ka kire no all these people ni nyina on benefit here no na mu MPP fo mu o sika mo dey support political party fund bia Akpalu ko contest election 5,000 na me yes as president the 5,000 kra me nyabro
na no me say Kenya Japan so yere street light contract on demand over $100 million
Nina you way see all these things have happened
na a friend say Ameri Power ya the $5 million ne buy ya di kosi Kumasi $35 million but at the end of the day no nim dentia em say na say me ECG pa ya ma homete ne say divine last year the way Ghana for egusu sesi a e suffer about electricity bills no
hwe o electricity bills a mama ka asem kire ECG ho na omo me see ECG the whole institution a crime scene a crime area sebi me ni nsa obi aba kronfo no do so chen ni papa no e wo ECG ho no hwe yenyi politics nto nchen unim se nkrofo bi wo no me technocrats a omo de omo pen wo ho no no mo de wi o man sika they do nothing me wo ho no mo e na madam fo bi frame me ka che me say or you prepaid every month via auto credits 200 cedis 250 cedis on quantity single room or you TV any fan pay no air condition she ni ho or sorry by one day ya ni meter no auto credit I saw the cat 12,000 Ghana cedis or si boy and no the share me sir unim say or adenta honum side me ankasa me the project the share me sana me call dodo wa
kan wa hada
hwe Oko do ono mo ECG for I'm telling you people are paid for nothing. Omo nyeshi oko to do ono mo obekọ ono ma say emergency center here for operation. Obekọ network nyadwuma. Obekọ na say unim say me do ono ma me confronting microphone ka chom say nipa na mo si wo the cut off 12,000 no ma be check ni meter ma be check fie no team maybe one because prepaid and postpaid o inti anya de o de Canada o tuatua ne ka if papa ba kwa no na system no nya na sisia no effiance are regularize as sanitizing inti no ne bill no na me see that it can be the bill be check
because prepaid
the shebe bia nipa no eti me see to get somebody to come and even look as I say me nante me go up and down one say finally one of the district coordinators no e buy obehu ba bia say na man to no ewura dem ho no say e dan we and na 12,000 e ho no man o twa de ne to mu because it didn't make sense and later no me finding out na be hu say not knowing no say auditors for beba rounder omo disika no tio say administrative cost your production cost and at the end of the day no and so to me declare how much you made and declare sana money because there should be no deficit unim so omo disika no administratively no mo boka no nyina awia na bia omo books no eco higher no omo pekwan bi so acheche
sika no ekano
omo di no omo se chegu customers for so into better version now they can into be realize how easy ya almost say brand ending komo
almost betua
saying into yes betua let us say on their record no wo no ya dey share book musa the ECG ska wadi no dey share udi ano into ya dey nyina abomu abosa aba no pepepa sampa ECG for na ya adwuma enso kro no a na workers for no gu
unim divine say wo Ghana ha na wote say yesi ECG for koye ebe start operation sa omu nkrofo no mkwa abonti no mu bosi se omu kwayi operation e bia se ode ka hwese wo betua na omu be ye operation wo be hu se ECG officials na mkwa abonti ko check bita ko dwitwa light mu ni ade no na omu bosi divine because say ye week project na omu ya ho by the time omu be wie no na sika omu hwie no oni me kotena ba bi wodo me ho na me call ya na apartment na a student for bi o ma gigi apartment mi o mu no air condition AC ni so sa so I was like ni nyina so ye prepaid me say ni nti o mu de me to 200
na
shrim na ekọ me to 200 shrim na ekọ me kwa na me kokoto na me de aba begu so eti ECG for starting operation o mu ba fi on mu divide je say mita abubo ho no munyina bi wonu ma ka wo so 20,000 18,000 15,000 unu ma de omo yeye mu betua sen enti do 20,000 o se menya 3,000 no ma gi no ma ko fa mita foforo aba no ma gi mita no sika 8,000 de 18,000 o se me dem sika 2,000 no o ma tu mita no na o ma bobo no sa ade a say ECG for etisi abonti operation
me see dodowa omo mutiminka look you can dodowa district unuma na dodowa Teman Abokobi Oyarefa Otinibi edeko omu nyina ya na dodowa e ba denta nyina o na ko do office wona ko hwe workers egu wonu mu problem ba nobody cares the disrespect the disregard obia nobody cares me wan Ghana sika yitu amka na yesi mun provide service hwe imagine say yesi prepaid ukoto credit to yesi tua yen po ya ba bible sia so fa manage because credit dey nya yeso na etua ho ka at the end of the day no obeba na yesi wodeka
na ECG wa account baako 84
wa bra yesi
emre bi meti se kwa misifa kan ya ka say ECG account no prepaid ni bi wono mu ya to a ekogu obi account
ho
wasi mesi mitie sa de wasi ECG prepaid na ye to tua no
Maminka
ebi kogu obi
account mu direct won aban we won MPP aban dada no won say na omo complaining about taxes ni bia mahama say otwemu a won say nuisance tax no because some of the taxes no they were not accounting for na a control for private movement mu into won say na up to now no as part of the transitional you know moment to me declare betting as part of Sikomo accrue says can I call him?
Ntimi and declare. Okay, so because ntimi and declare na I mean Adam Becca yes.
Send the book to send the book name.
But unfortunately for them, no na GRA and so declare first man sika.
And I'm missing. Uncle book no dey send obe hu paper ne so. But you share the whole person ni mu na yera. You share the whole person ni mu na yera system ni mu. That is Ghana for you.
Yeah, were early days, but Kwabena ka same way. And many Benjamin Sier Kasa kind divine. Yabubo figures na che. The awoka say betting no anchor a yimui. Say Obina na ye in charge. I was so answer questions. ECG containers 3,000 years see where ya. Energy minister say ECG warehouse. And near my one more dear as some who are news soon finally. I was sent for answer questions. Now, power Ghana ha. ECG board chairman. Your friend is say, I will Ghana ha. A friend of marking will Ghana ha. Do big wo ho. Ne predecessor do be ye so cry e wo ho. I was say your friend for former answer because you mean continue my ordinary Ghanaian tongue so end so foul. Now politicians and woman say, Omo ya na for Omo ya nua for na no. Na no ya ayi. Kwa me send picture bi ma ya sorry ba mo fanto so ye no ne de pon. Ayi Dr. Atoforsen. Ekwa ready budget wi. Picture bi a kwa me fato so na Ghana fo nhwe. Hwe. Jese woni afenyo ma kan pa no. Esi obi ne girl.
You amodi fufuo no.
There be na ye Tuesday ye.
Na ni made am me ya say last time me be.
Wo hwe finance minister ne afenyo ma kan ho. As obi ne girlfriend hug pa.
You see, and na ya make say, onim say Adeba kwa me remind President John Dramani Mahama.
Hwe. Wo die ni hwe. Hwe. Ene da so hwe. Finance
oh na de omudi fufuo no hu ye.
Na hu but hwe stick out say Juan Steven Amwa kura wa ban enum ye ne nwanwa.
Unim.
She the real finance minister any afenyo marking hag credit tree a day cry.
Ya two.
A two pa chere say. Enti say no. Ebe da na sa kwa yi anu ye board chairman ECG no. Ya fena be bisa ne say adenti na ye import containers 3,000 esi ewia so wotem habo.
On say na I make a choice say President John Dramani Mahama yan to aba man so be father for even pay pen so be father. Ye di oman adwumati na ahye ne say on be bu oman no. And this MPP ni NDC people no in parliament they are behaving like they are cronies they are omo the same people are omo dey we scratch me back and we are scratching see NDC phone nim number mistake number said my brother she say na Ghana for any brain when NDC former Ghana for elusu hopa the political class they will run ombe jam munechi wa Ghana say because omo me elusu hopa na ifa be oni eko mo e di tumi ahye mo sase mo nchichi nkrofo na mo machi mama yen no se mo ntimi an deal with them mo hage mo ho na mo ma mo ho fifia no fia no mo hage mo ho na de bia figures na mo bobo de kire figures maka kire mo say after June ye ntie figures bia mo don divan kroma me da say next kwa me kwache na afensu social media wa to me nya hunu din me da mu nyina se afa abusua ye ntwa ye ho na yemra.
Give us P capsules. A memory. Manum bia ye benamua. Kani metutu ya na minkuma bo asese de. Betu esa kum mania G. Give us P capsules. Give it to me, baby. Give us core capsules so e. E mane meme nyina akoko yade. Sisi yade amamanya yem timotete wo mo no. Yedro no no. Manum bi amama de me ho. Give us core capsules. Mesisi mo ye din. Give us core capsules. I give it to you, baby. You give it to me. Oh yeah. Hey. Give us in no. A man need ya bebusiemu papa. Na bema ka give us P capsules. And ni give us core capsules bomunum dia. Na eni jeni ahode no. Wabrudo. Give us P capsules. A man na wadi ifedu watwede kronkwa na efa. Give us core capsules. A painful abata one more menufo ne nkwada wo ne ifedu mienu nka ho. E wo drugstore bia motifonko Give us Herbal Center. Teshi Mobile. And na Teshi Adriami. Phone numbers 0543 222 470 and 050-68-51135.
FD Aje Edwedi Nkratui Atu.
Upgrades are nice, but stepping up is woohoo. Because when you upgrade with GoTV, we'll step you up to the next package. Upgrade today to get more than more with Step Up, where if you're